Yeah. Uh-huh. Microphone, roadcaster. Oh. Oh, well, listen. Well, we live. It's your boy G Bush. We in here with my man Big Snacks. Right now, we are having technical difficulties. We didn't know we're live, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep it pushing. We'll get it going for you today. So we want to appreciate everybody tapping in with us. Hopefully, you guys can hear me out here. We will be simulcasting this thing on the barbershop as well as on Big Snacks channel. And we got some good stuff ready for you guys today, man. We're going to get into a lot of what's going on, and a lot of what we're going to be talking about is the rise of Shedeur Sanders, I believe, in the last couple of days in the Browns quarterback competition. We'll also be talking about some of the thoughts that I had a chance to see in the quarterback competition, not only just with the quarterback competition in general, but some other things that we got to see out there from the offensive line group in terms of what was going on out there. Also, some things that we got into with my thoughts on the offense in general. Some very, very revealing things happened out there, and I think I saw some things with Andrew Berry. I think I saw some things with Kevin Stefanski that will give people a little bit of an opportunity to see how things have switched a little bit. Now, if you guys aren't aware, I did come out and I talked about, I got into the conversation starting on Wednesday. No, excuse me, Thursday. I was at camp on Thursday. I was supposed to go on Wednesday, but I had a whole situation, a line collapsed in my front yard. I had to get my whole sewer line replaced. So that was a big thing. People was digging and doing all kind of crazy stuff. So I didn't get a chance to get out there and really talk it and get into what I wanted to specifically. However, I was out there on Thursday. And one thing that happened on Thursday, as we kind of look at it, Thursday I got into the situation, and I told myself, I said, okay, we're doing this on Thursday, right? And I came back and I told individuals, I said, listen, man, right now this is not a quarterback competition. And one of the things, and one of the reasons why I said this is not a quarterback competition, so to speak, was because a lot of the things that I was seeing out there was accurate. They just weren't giving him the opportunity to get the reps. There was times where, all three of the quarterbacks were doing their thing and Shedeur didn't have the opportunity to get those reps. He was going last in the drills. He didn't get any of the team reps. And I came back, and a lot of people that it was vested in how we get down over here at the barbershop invested who has a vested interest in wanting to see Shedeur get a fair shake. They were salty. They was upset a little bit, man. Because, one of the things that was happening was, and I confirmed it when I was out there, sometimes people will give you that smoke screen. And sometimes that smoke screen, people will say, oh, yeah, this a fair shake, this a fair competition. This is, this is what we want to talk about and all this other good stuff. And it don't really be that. And from my standpoint of what it was and what I saw out there, and I made no bones about it. I just said, listen, man, right now, people are sitting around telling me that this is a fair quarterback competition. It's not. He's not going with the ones. He's not going with the twos. He's not even really getting reps. And then from a lot of the people, and I'm not going to say anything else, but people reached out to me from practice on Wednesday because I was supposed to be out there, and they said, "Listen, G. Bush, he's out there throwing to guys that are in." They have guys that are support staff, guys that, are putting the equipment out there, guys and young ladies and guys out there who are, setting the drills up, making sure that the guys get the water, making sure that everything is running smoothly. So all the players got to do is just get into their positions and get ready to go, right? So, at the end of the drill, the period ends. And sometimes when you do periods, everything is by periods. And so periods are usually 5-minute increments. And so they may go two periods, which is 10 minutes. And they may be getting to some individual drills. They may be getting into some individual stuff. And they'll go over footwork and mechanics and throwing the football. On that period, Shedeur just so happened to be the last one to go. Everybody else is moving to the other side of the field. And Shedeur has to stay behind to throw to not receivers. And they got about 12, 13 receivers, right? Everybody else throwing the receiver. He throwing the ball to support staff, to people who are out there, they running routes. And when I heard that on Wednesday, I said, "Oh man, I don't even want to tell the people like this. I don't even want to break it to them like that, because people gonna be hot." And I came on my podcast. It's up, it's up right now. I came on and I said, "Listen, man, right now, this is not, this ain't a situation." Right? This is not a situation where he's getting that fair shot. It's not a situation where, guys are going with the ones. Hey, put me with the ones. Put me with the ones. Put Dylan Gabriel with the ones. Put Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco with the ones. And then let us go against the first team defense. And if you was really wanting to do it, it ain't rocket science. Sometimes people, listen, sometimes people want to make it seem like it's rocket science out here, where you got to go through this motion and we got to see what he can do behind closed. No. Listen, if you want to have a fair competition, put him out there with the ones. You ain't got to do backflips. Big Snacks, we checking in. How you doing, man? Yeah, we still ain't hearing. We still ain't hearing him yet. We'll get it together. Let me see. Might be something on. We'll keep pushing. We'll keep working on getting that together. Are y'all hearing them over there? No, they ain't hearing them. They ain't hearing them yet. So we'll continue on. We'll see if we can work with. We'll work with that and continue to keep it pushing. But one of the things that we were talking about was the simple fact that when you look at, you don't have to do mental gymnastics. It's very easy ways to find out if you really want to find out who the best candidate is. You simply give them the opportunity and you give them head-to-head competition with the other guys. And so what I saw the first day was very disheartening. It was disheartening to say the least, because I had to come back and I had to debunk a lot of different things. First and foremost, this thing where there's some cognitive thing where Shedeur is behind the rest. He's he's behind, and picking the plays up. And I keep giving y'all the narrative and the facts on that. I keep giving y'all the narratives and facts on that. So if you go back and listen to the podcast and you listen to certain things, you're going to really realize that is a bunch of narrative, and here's how you can debunk that. Shedeur did he not a podcast, but he did he spoke to the press. And the way he talked about it, and the way this generally works when you're talking about doing things at practice, is your job is they go in and do the install in the morning. They do the install, they get you together, they put the install in, and basically they go on the whiteboard and they give you 25 plays. In those 25 plays, they expect you to memorize, learn those plays, the cadence, call it in the huddle, all those things, right? Now in practice, there's 4 quarterbacks, right? Say each quarterback gets 4 reps. 4 reps, right? So that's 12 plays between the quarterbacks, 16, right? So say 4 reps between the 4 quarterbacks, that's 16. They put 25 plays in, right? When they call you up to take your reps, You don't know what play they're calling at all. They call in whatever play they want to. So let me get the math. Out of the 14, or excuse me, out of the 16 plays that they split up evenly in fours, right? You are going to get 4 plays. They put in 25. They put in 25. They put in 25. So that means, boys and girls.
What does it mean?
There we go. We ready.
We back.
Hey, listen. Hey, you know what it was? The powers that be was like, oh, no.
They just wanted you to kick the show off.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. And I'll finish this before we get to the pleasures. I'll finish this comment off, and we can get right into what we're gonna get to. If you if they telling you, so do the math at home. You got 4 plays. Those 4 plays are called at random. You had to learn 25 the night before. There is only, I'm somebody give me the percentage in that. 4 out of 25 is what? That's less than a 20% chance. I ain't a rocket scientist, right? You know, that's less than a 20% chance that the plays that you got are even going to be called. So that means if they give you 4 plays, that means 18 of those 19 of them plays is just chilling. That means you have to know exactly every single play, or when you get out there and they give you a play that you didn't study or you didn't learn, you're going to look crazy. Because you're going to get out there and they're going to say, oh, that ain't the play. That ain't the call. But guess what? That's just one day. Guess what? They put 25 more plays in the next day. So now you're supposed to learn 50 plays. Guess what? If you didn't get no reps the day before and you get 4 reps the next day, you got 4 plays out of 50 possible plays that they can call. There's no theoretical way you do not know what you're doing. Because when I was at practice, they didn't stop practice and bring it back and say, Shedeur, you did the wrong thing. I wasn't, they called them plays, he ran them plays, and they ran them and it played out. So that's all narrative game. That's all narrative game. Now we back. We ready to go.
Oh, we are back. Everybody in the chat, hear your boy is what I need to know. I need some ones in the chat if y'all understand the brother.
Yeah, look, they got him up there. 4 out of 50 is an 8% chance. Hey, them that's slim pickings.
We got ones in the chat.
We ready to go.
We ready to go.
We gonna
so
cook.
Let's get this thing started. We like to thank G. Bush for starting off the show. We had some technical difficulties, but when you got a partner that can do his thing as good as he is, you know, you have no words. So to start this thing off, first of all, we'd like to thank all of y'all for taking the time to watch this video. And while you're here, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and do not forget to leave your comments in the comment section. And y'all know we don't do a video without the CU aunties. So when you see one in the chat or you see one in the comment section of my video, G. Bush video, make sure you tell them thank you and show them the respect that they deserve. It's not just CU aunties. It's internet aunties. And on my video this morning, I got us a new term. It's an internet granny. And I'm like, oh my God. But we rocking with G. Bush here in the barbershop on G. Bush's channel. We sitting at the lunch table on my channel. But either way it go, you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get what you came here. And that's that knowledge That's that information on anything Cleveland sports. But when we got D. Bush in the house, we most definitely talking Shedeur and the Cleveland Browns. Now, G, this is the first week of training camp. Now, Shedeur started off kind of slow. Started out, everybody, they was loving that. They was bashing it. But every day, the improvement, he got better. The completion percentage got better. The play got better. And by Saturday, oh my, he was 2 touchdowns back to back in the end zone. And one more to end the day. And now what they gonna say?
It's tough. See, it's tough. OG, it's tough. You know, I thought we ended off the last time we talked about it because the last time I was in the show, we talked about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, when football get to footballing, ain't much you can do about that. Because what you do with your opportunities is what you was doing in your opportunities. And I'm gonna set the picture for y'all. Because I told you, I had to tell him, I said, I'm out there. So when I get out there by the end of the week, you know, we looking around. I'm out there, and it's the first day the fans was in the building. Shout out to the fans. They pulled up large and in charge. And by the way, Shedeur got a lot of fans out here. He got a lot of fans out. Family and friends was here. You know, the way the Browns do it, they put the family and the friends under the tent. They on the balcony. They treat them nice. They get food and all this stuff. So we get out there early. I come out, we moving around. Now it's packed. National media is there. NFL Network, ESPN, Fox Sports, they there. Everybody with the cameras rolling. I get there and we looking around and I'm like, okay, well, I'm expecting more of the same. I was there on Thursday. I didn't see no reps being had. I said, this ain't a fair quarterback competition. They not even looking at him like that. All of a sudden, you know, I hear this cheer. Oh, man, hey. I'm looking around like, what happened? I'm thinking maybe Myles Garrett walked by because, you know, they taking pictures and doing things. Nah, they like, oh, Shedeur. This is the first time. And I almost missed it because it's the first time that he has taken reps prior to Dylan Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
He got in, and now this was a team period. This was 1s and 2 mixes, right? He gets in the game. I said, all right, well, let me see. And we get there, and at this point, the defense had been dominating. Defense was winning the day. And Shedeur comes out. The first one, he drops it down to the flat. You know what I'm saying? Move the chains, take what they give him. It was either the second or the third play. I believe the third play he was in. He got a little time, got to his back foot, and the same corner route that Dylan Gabriel overshot Jerry Jeudy earlier in that session. He was wide open, overshot him. Shedeur got back that same corner route to Florio, the young undrafted kid from Kent State, 32 yards on the money. People went crazy. Oh, man, people went crazy. Touchdown. They're like, yo, matter of fact, and touchdowns was slim pickings that day. Touchdowns was few and far between. Now, here they got it. He got queued up. He know what it is. He got it. They be seeing how he be moving. Few and far between. And you know what? Everybody, now mind you, it's the who's who there. Everybody there. Whether it's Mary Kay, whether it's Jason Lloyd, whether it's Zach Jackson, it's Tony Grossi, it's Andrew Siciliano, it's Nathan Zagura. Anybody in the Brown sphere was there. You know what happened? Everybody turned around and looked. Everybody turned around and looked like this in unison. And you saw them smiles. Mind you, nobody said nothing. You know why? Everybody was on them phones. Usually you see a good play, what you do, you're writing. I'm going to write this when I get back to the house. I'm going to write this back when I get to the crib. I'm going to type it. Nah. They had to get on them phones. They was on that Twitter. I better get this out. because you can't control that narrative. Now you just want to be the first person to get that highlight out because it was like that. Then, not only did that happen, this is going to be the highlight of what probably we talking about and what we seeing. I tweeted this. Follow at GBush91. I said, you know what? Look at this surprising thing that we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
After he threw that touchdown pass, remember what we talked about? People talk about, oh, he on that side field. The side field. He over there throwing the people. It's the side field. Like he over there with the JV. He over there with the JV. He playing the JVB team is over there, right? Man, listen. They had Flacco. They had Pickett. They had Dylan Gabriel on the goal line period with the ones and the twos.
Right.
Shedeur was by himself running with the threes, 7-on-7 or goal line period. They was mirroring the same thing. But I thought this was very interesting. I tweeted the picture. Kevin Stefanski, right by Shedeur in the huddle, coaching him up like, yeah, let me see what we got with this one. Not too far behind, one Andrew Berry. Chilling.
Talking about hello.
I said, okay. And then guess what? After we got the going, they was there, he threw two back-to-back touchdowns, one to Deontay Johnson and another one, I keep forgetting his name, number 31 in the end zone.
Florio.
Back-to-back touchdowns in the red zone. Now, after the first touchdown, there was a great migration. People start doing this. You slide over here. See what's going on over that on the JV field now. And I said, you know what? Today, now there could be one or two things. One or two things they could say, we gotta create this smoke screen a little bit better.
Oh, we'll put it on the screen for them to watch it.
We either got to do this. We either got to figure this out a little better, or we actually going to have to take time to look at this. And Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry said, they told us, they said, listen now, we reserve the right to meet up on Sunday today, and they're going to decide whether or not the reps should be divvied up differently. Now, mind you, it's the first time I've seen him go before Dylan Gabriel in any sort of drills and things like that. So, to me, I look at it as in a way as when you talk about football, you're going to get an opportunity. And I know a lot of people want to talk about, hey, look, it's just practice, it's in shorts, it's in this and it's in that. And listen, but you guys got to understand, it's all about putting down a foundation. If you was telling your kid that you getting them ready to go to school and they're in the first grade, you're going to talk to a first grader differently than you talk to somebody getting ready to go to high school. School is school, but it's still a level that you got to get to. In first grade, you want guys to take the challenges of, hey, can you keep your hands and feet to yourself? Can you keep your attention span together? Do you know how to deal with other kids? It's learning a lot of different other things. By the time you get to high school, you're supposed to be thinking at a higher level. So is this the Super Bowl? No, but you can only compete and you can only master what's in front of you. The goal is not to be a proficient guy at this point where you're going to get ready to play against this team or this team. No, it's 40 some odd days until the first day. And even if Shedeur Sanders doesn't start, he's about putting the days together and stacking days so that he is at the position and the optimum position to capitalize when he does get his opportunity. So yes, it's practice. Yes, it's not against nobody. Yeah, it's not against no number ones, but at the end of the day, it ain't supposed to be. This is how the game is played.
Right. And we've seen it all week. We've seen them put Shedeur with the one, with the twos, with the threes, with the fours. But before we go back to that, G, I need you to elaborate on something for me, because I asked this question earlier in one of my recent videos. Shedeur is a 5th round pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
They treat him like a 5th round pick in practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the 1,400 people that's in here, Shedeur is a 5th round pick until it's time to sell merchandise. Now, y'all see this picture on the screen. This is from the training camp. He got a home jersey and an away jersey. Your best player on your team, your number one, that 95, he don't have but one jersey up in the entire. Well, he got two. He got one way back there in the right-hand corner. But that's your number one player. Why he ain't got no home and away jersey? Your top receiver, Jerry Jeudy, why he don't have a home and away jersey displayed? But your 5th round pick, the one that, don't matter that much. He just a regular guy. We can trade him, get rid of him at any time. He got 2 jerseys displayed. So what? 5th round pick or 1st round pick? Which one of them? Come on.
This is why, you have to learn to cut through. See, I told people it's a different type of deflection that happens when you in my neck of the woods. This has been the same, when people talk about, the Browns are a very proud traditional organization. And they like to believe that nobody is bigger than the history of the Cleveland Browns. But to a lot of different people, they're like, bro, I remember Jim Brown. That was it, bro. That was when my daddy was coming up. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? I remember y'all was all right in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they are very protective of that. But the thing is, everybody knows that he's not no 5th round pick. He not no regular 5th round pick. Like let's be clear about that. Like, we all know the reasons, and it's been documented why, how, when, where he fell. But when you turn that television on, let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a question. And this, you start giving this back to people. Tim Tebow can throw the ball from here to that couch. He was a 1st round pick. Zach Wilson was a 2nd overall pick. Josh Rosen was a top 10 pick. Johnny Manziel, who was under 6 foot and had all of the baggage he had, was a 1st round pick. Brady Quinn, 1st round pick. Brandon Whedon was 30, and they drafted him in the 1st round. If you're trying to tell me that all of those guys are better than Shedeur Sanders, you're crazy. They're not. You can pawn that off on a lot of it. Hey, listen, Kenny Pickett was a 1st round pick. Come on now. Let's be honest with you. Let's be clear about what we're talking about here. So when people talk about that 5th round stuff, yeah, I get it. That sounds cute. But when you talk about the national needle, guess what? Ain't no 5th round pick. When you talk about the local needle, not a 5th round pick. When it comes to merchandise, not a 5th round pick. We already know, come to talent, not a 5th round pick. When it comes to these televised games, not a 5th round pick. Guess what? Colorado was 1 in something. I don't live in Colorado. I live in Ohio. I watched every single Colorado game. My dad, what are you talking about? That ain't no 5th round nothing. That's top 5. Why you think Dan Lanning and all them was upset and mad? You gonna let this dude come up here? You gonna let Colorado come up here? And by
And
the way,
you know who was the quarterback?
that's who
Dylan
it
Gabriel.
was. You see what I'm
Dylan
saying?
Gabriel.
The problem is the narrative ain't that. Prime said he was going to bring his luggage. He brought in Louis. And guess what? Travis Hunter won the Heisman. He played at a HBCU. Can we talk about that?
Let's do it.
He played at a HBCU, came in and won the Heisman. And he told them, hey, listen, if you playing for these coaches out here and they want to tell you you can only play one thing, get up out of here. Hey, I'm gonna show you can play two things. I'm gonna show you can do it different ways. I'm gonna show you can. I'm gonna show you can come from an HBCU and dominate. And Shedeur, all he did is come in there and dominate. All he did was be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, or in the NCAA, the most accurate. And guess what? And we got the most NIL bags. So you could say 5th round pick, but I don't know no 5th round pick that got Gatorade sponsorships,
Mercedes sponsorship.
I don't know. No
$40 million Nike contract.
I don't know 5th round picks that sell $250 million in jerseys. I just don't get it. Maybe maybe one day we'll stop asking, why are you so popular? Ask the people. Don't ask him, ask the folks. If you want to know, I'll tell you. Sometimes you gotta want to know.
They third round pick played for the man that owns Nike and ain't got no Nike contract. Adidas was hollering at him and they stopped calling. It's all I'm saying.
Corporate America very rarely makes mistakes. And when it comes to who they put their money on, they very rarely, you got it, because here's the thing. You could be a nice story. Tim Tebow grew up in the Bible Belt. Tim Tebow was one of the most, a phenomenon, right?
Yes.
Guess what?
Florida legend. Guess what? He didn't sell no jerseys like that. He didn't get no endorsements like that. Because at the end of the day, you got to be two things. You got to actually be popular good and be good. You actually got to be able to play. Yes. And the rationale is this. I was joking. I told him, I said, hey, hey, Jets, stop calling my phone. We're not moving. We're not Jets. I'm sorry, Justin Fields, we're not moving them. Hey, New York Giants. I heard from people. I hear from people and with the Giants all the time. We got Jackson Dart. We should have got Shedeur. All those people second guessing. There's people waiting in the wings right now. After the first blog I did, they had the Free 12 podcast. Yes, they did.
It's the Free 12 pod. All right, I said, listen, now, fellas, I can't listen. I can't endorse that. I got to have him suiting up for the Browns now. Now, look, Jets, I'm sorry. I don't want no 3rd round picks. We don't be doing good that with 3rd round picks. We draft people that don't get the chance to play. But I can't count on no picks. But you are correct. When you see the 2 jerseys up there, you get cognitive dissonance because you're saying, at one point, the organization don't want to push you and give you the opportunity. But at the other point, there is a clear faction in your organization that says, oh, no, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
We can win with that.
And it's going to get louder. As training camp progresses, not only from inside the building, outside the building, they're going to start throwing bricks in a minute if they don't tighten up. Because once those joint practices start, you got to play it because he has to play in the preseason. And like I've been telling y'all since it started, once they put it on TV, once we see it in practice, once it's on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you can't take it back. And once the world sees what this man can do, we already know. They know. They just don't want y'all to see it. In the first OTAs, Shedeur was getting practice with the ones.
He just
wasn't showing it to the media.
He was cooking.
In minicamp, he was getting with the ones. They don't want us to see it. because they know once we see it, OB.
You know how they started the tracker? You know how they started tracking?
Yeah, it was your fault.
It was
your fault. And we all know. I done said it in 100 videos. It's G Bush's fault this doggone tracker out. Because he went on his channel and said, oh, y'all lying. That ain't what happened. And all of a sudden, boom.
Look, the numbers had to be, after that, the numbers had to be posted. They was like, listen, we're going to do something about these numbers. Listen, we got to have, and I'll tell you what, though, too. That's the way, you know why? You know why I like it? Because then I told them, I said, no. Yeah, I got to go to practice. They said, hold on, who you talking to? Which me? I said, no, I got to go see. Because I need to see for myself.
And I want you out there.
Hey, listen, let me tell you this. You remember, I was with my grandmother one time. God rest her soul. She used to go to the grocery store or the farmer's market. And she used to always pick the grapes or whatever produce it was. And she used to take one and eat it.
I was right in the grocery store.
I was fascinated. I said,
I used to get a handful.
I said, Grandma, you didn't pay for that. She said, shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
She got in the car. She said, first of all, don't you ever insinuate that I didn't pay for something. Second of all, let me explain to you why I did that. She said, how you know if they ripe or not? How you know if they ripe or not? You might buy and get to the house and they old and they don't look good. Just because it look good on the outside don't mean it's good. I said, oh, I get it. So I had to go pick me some grapes. I had to go to practice. I had to see for myself the energy level. And when I got there, I said, oh, now I see. Okay, how we moving? But when you see it in person, it's different. It's different. Just like, and I'm not no hater. I thought Kenny Pickett played well yesterday. The first day I said, you know what? Dillon Gabriel got a stronger arm than I thought he did in the first day of practice. And what I be trying to tell people is, you don't have to take away from another person's game just to big up somebody else's, right? How I feel about Shedeur Sanders has nothing to do with whether or not Dillon Gabriel looked good on 2 or 3 throws or whether Kenny Pickett looked good on the touchdown. Nah, we can't get caught up in that game. That is a distraction. The distraction is, the beautiful distraction is to take away from the other person. So now, if you do that, now you got 2 factions. Now you got 2 groups of people that's going back and forth. While on the other side, you let them out of the off the hook.
But see, this is why we need you in there, because I've been saying the whole time, Mary Kay lying. She ain't telling us the whole truth. And then you go out there and you break it down. Yeah, he on the field by himself, but the coaches over there with it.
Context counts.
Exactly. But
context.
she telling the world, because she got the biggest because she putting it in print. And they reading it. And she's saying the same crap over and over again. We still on the tickets.
This is so funny. This is why I mess with. Outside of football, of course, I want to see him play well. You know what I like most about Shedeur is the fact he gives you ammunition, right?
And he be cooking them in them press conferences.
He gives you, if you support him, he gives you ammunition, because to go to bat for somebody, they got to give you the ammo to do so. And you know what he does? When they ask him them questions, when Tony asks, they ask us all the time, why are you getting first team reps? Can you explain why you're not getting the first team reps? You text me and say, bro, I can't believe he asked that question. I forgot about it. I said, which one? And then so I go back and look at it, and you know what I like about him? You could tell he has training.
Yes.
But at the same time, he's really a humble guy. He's really genuine, a guy. And I think what shows you that he's genuine is I love that he does this. when you study communication, I got a communication degree. When you study some of the great speakers, right? Some of the great people who've said speeches in front of millions of, whether it's, you know, FDR or Obama or anybody, any great speaker orator, the first thing that they do is they don't go at your pace. They go at their pace, because they are making sure that my what I'm saying to you is fitting.
It's
And when he
understood.
when he asks that question, he pauses. He says, well, honestly, I don't think that's my place.
Hit him right in the face.
That hit hard.
Yeah, hit him in the face.
Because that shows you have a reverence for, one, authority. It says you have some humility. It says you're self-aware. And it says that you are worried about keeping the main thing the main thing. You know what? When I get my opportunity, I'm going to make sure I get it done. And he also says something that I thought was very, very big. He said, you know, how do you go about studying, you know, the playbooks and learning and different things like that? He said, well, when I go back, I got to look at the plays. And he's talked about how many plays they give him. He said, but also I need to be able to articulate, and I need to be able to study our defense because I need to get to show what I can do against somebody else. I got to understand.
That went over so many people's head yesterday. When he was doing it, they don't understand when he said, I need to understand my defense, because the way I get on the field is by beating these jokers.
That's
on my team.
And the very next day, he delivered that because he understood, okay, Dylan Gabriel overshot Jerry Jeudy. Here's what I got on that very same route. I'm coming back. I got to hit that because I got to hit that route. And I was like, okay, he's understanding it. So now, instead of it being the little JV, man, listen, I said it on my blog. Wherever you are in life, bloom. Wherever you at, you might not be at the place you need to be right now, but while you there, cook. Get it done. If you find yourself over here, if you find yourself over there, if it is the JV field over here, guess what? You can make that JV field, make it do what it do too. Because guess what they had to do? When that performance got out there, guess what? When the performance got out there, they'll move to the JV field. Everybody will. See what I'm saying? So what he said, that's why I like him, as I like his mentality, because he understands what the battle is. To win a war, you got to win battles. You can't just drop a bunch of bombs and go home. You got to win the trench warfare. You got to win this town by town, block by block. And right now, he ain't on Main Street. He gotta take you a street guy. You know you from there. The first thing you gotta hold down is your block, your street. You talk about the side of town.
You gotta get your people in order first.
Right. You got to keep your house in order. So he said, you know what I gotta do? I gotta cook. But I got to figure out what Martin Emerson is doing at corner. I need to figure out which one of these defensive ends like to run this inside move so I can dip up in the pocket and find some time. I got to find out who my moneymaker is, because the little Florio kid, he catching everything he's throwing. Let me find out who my go-to guy is. So if I got 4 reps, I ain't going to waste the reps on the guy that ran the wrong route. You saw it earlier in practice. He ran the wrong route on that goal line. He was supposed to run the whip route. He ran the wrong route.
He waited. The ball. If you turn right instead of left, it's a touchdown.
I'm trying to feed you, but next time he gonna think twice. Hold on. If you only get 3 reps, you got to make them reps count. So I like what he's doing. I love it. And at the same time, I put this, and I was just talking to Earl. Shout out to Earl. I seen him in the chat too.
Yeah, Earl in the chat.
I talked to Earl before because he took his daughter. Shout out to his daughter. His daughter going to Howard or trying to, he went on a college visit. I was like, this is a beautiful thing. He wanted to catch up with camp. was going on, and I was talking to him about it, and I
Yeah, he
said,
finished this show before we got on.
yes, sir. So if
I was
y'all,
watching on the
yeah,
way home.
man, I say, the thing about it is that when you get out to a place and you get to a point and you talk about, what you're gonna do as far as the reps you are given, you have to have the mentality that I got to win in other places too. The one thing that Andrew Barry mentioned was the speeding tickets the first day he was out there, right? And sometimes that gives people leeway. Mary Kay will talk about it, or other reporters will talk about the speeding ticket, because now
That's
the owner,
all she talk about.
the general manager talking about the speeding ticket. And I said, you know what, inside the organization, I think there was a time where they used that against him and used that as something to say, okay, well, we're gonna hold him back a little bit on this one. We're not gonna give him that same level of attention. But there was one thing, to go to that miss pass right there, that he went the wrong way. But here's the thing he did. He did something which was so crazy. Is he said, all right, to be the quarterback, to be a franchise quarterback, it's more than just completing the passes. Other things too. And sometimes other things can get some things taken away from you, but other things can get those given back to you. I thought it was crazy. At the end of practice, he saw all these kids waiting for him, right? Saw all the kids, right? And he like, well, look, here's how we're gonna move with this. I could be out here forever. I signed all the individual autographs, but let's get them together. He said, hey, I want all the kids. We're gonna take one big group picture. All the kids, come on, huddle in. We're gonna take all one group picture, preaching the unity of it. And you know what? For me, I thought that was big because we have not been united. Yep, there it is. We have not been united under one quarterback in so long time. Right?
Since
since
you came back, we'll go there. We ain't going back to the 80s. That's
right. Well, we had Bernie. Listen, we had Bernie. But when we came back, we were very. And I will say this: a lot of people in Baker's first couple years, everybody in the city was behind Baker. I don't want to make it seem like Baker didn't have no wave. Baker had a wave.
But they just was mad at Baker doing too many State Farm commercials.
Yeah, and I used to be like, bro, you do know they shot those all in one day.
Yeah, and most of them in the stadium.
Right.
It wasn't like they was going nowhere.
It wasn't like, come on, bro. Like, he shot them last like August, all at once. Like, people be going crazy about it. People
They
be going, I was like, bro, y'all, but you know what? That's part of the syndrome when you ain't never won nothing. And I think that a lot of people don't understand this thing. When you have not won anything and you haven't seen a winner, you ain't been close to it. Like, if you get somebody that understands the job, it'll change your franchise. The Cincinnati Bengals is a badly ran organization.
Badly.
Horrible. But you know who's standing in front of all that? Joe Burrow.
If the Cowboys can get Jerry Jones to retire, they might win the Super Bowl.
Go. Yeah, it's wild. Y'all Cowboys, y'all different. Y'all a different breed, man.
We gotta get that man out of there, dog.
He's
killing me over here.
Man, listen.
Y'all owner is walking that thin line to be just right behind him.
What you mean? He wants like there's rooms in life, right? There's rooms in life, right? There's like in that one room over there, it's like Al Davis. it's Jerry Jones. Like Jimmy Haslam is like, listen, I'm auditioning. He got his Jerry's World. I got my Jimmy's World coming up right now. Like, he like trying to put it. And here's the thing: when you got fan bases like that, there's people that are in South America and England, and people who do nothing but watch the Browns. Like you said, I got
Right.
a brother. I got a brother that is a diehard, and I'd just be confused. And I'm a diehard Browns fan. I'll be confused.
I'm confused about my brother too, dog. I talked to him yesterday, right? And he told me, he said, "You know what? I ain't even worried about them and Shedeur. Shedeur gonna win the job, and guess what? Opening day, guess who gonna be front and center in the stadium?" I said, "Man, shut up." I don't want to talk about that.
There is room. There's levels to Shedeur fans too. Like,
Yes.
because there are some people, because there's levels to unbothered. Like right now, they're like, oh, listen, your nephew gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna be starting day one. That's nothing. Wait, what I tell you. Ain't talked about and I'm over here like, y'all, I'm upset. I go to practice. I can't believe this is some crap. This dude over here on this side feel like he can't play no ball. And they be like, oh, hey, G. Bush, it's okay, man. Don't even worry about it. Shedeur gonna show up and do his thing, dog. I'm like, bro, listen, I can't take this, bro. I can't do it no more.
And Shedeur just be chilling like it ain't
posted, unbothered. He got the unbothered award after I came on the air and was hot.
And that's what I've been telling people people don't understand. 4 years of horrible offensive line. Any other quarterback would have lost it. You have never seen Shedeur throw a towel, throw a helmet, yell at a teammate. With all that stuff going bad for him, he sat on the bench, looked at his doggone iPad, went through his plays, and when it was his turn, he got back up and went to work. You know how many quarterbacks we see on the sideline having fits, cussing their coach out, cussing other players out, throwing towels, throwing helmets, knocking coolers over.
Hey, there's games, and you know what? I had to stay up late. Man, that doggone the Kansas State game had me tripping out. The Baylor game had me wilding. The Baylor game had me, and then I was kind of nervous. North Dakota State.
Look it.
I was like, these boys out here. The year before, I go back to the Colorado State game had me hot. I said, bro, they out here playing dirty. When that dude put Travis Hunter out the game, I said, bro, and then there's games they went to Oregon and took that beating. I was like, man,
Travis.
And then I was hot when they was like, I'm like, bro, you done met with all the other coaches. You done met with all the other, y'all studying film. That's what y'all doing now? Y'all studying film?
Yes. It's everybody gang up on Dion. We can't let them win no more.
The Baylor game, boy. I mean, so there would be times I'm like, man, it'd be jailbreaks. I'm like, this is, and they were like,
and people don't understand. This man didn't have 2 seconds to throw the ball. No. If you watch that the left side of the line was pretty much secure because that Jordan Seaton over there, he a grown man within himself, and he just a freshman. You know what I'm saying?
And he's gonna be nice.
Yeah,
he's gonna be nice.
And Swayze got him real nice right now.
He's gonna be nice.
Swayze is now the strength and conditioning coach. And if y'all don't know who Swayze is, y'all don't know football. Alvin Kamara has been training with Swayze since high school. Alvin Kamara goes wherever Swayze is to train and work out. Alvin Kamara was in Colorado. Alvin Kamara goes to Miami when Swayze's in Miami, and a bunch of other players that only work with this man. And Dion hired him, and them boys are looking nice now.
There was game to me. I say what you say. I was hooked after the first game. Yeah. People after the TCU game, right?
They didn't believe it.
Think about this. After Prime talked, at that point he was the face of what it was. And a lot of times it's very difficult for you to be the face of everything that you done did, that you done bucked the system, you done did it a different way. And then you got to keep telling them, and then you got to hope and pray that your team show up. And when they came out there against TCU, and I hate how people try to move them goalposts, y'all might as well stop it.
Do you believe?
TCU was in the national championship game like 6-8 months before. Now you're going to try to tell me, oh, it was a different team. You don't got the same pedigree. You don't got the same. Bro,
They didn't lose all their players that played.
Every player. They try to seem like they got abducted by aliens and this was a different TCU from Mars and them players never happened. Man, they went out there. I'm like, listen, Travis Hunter, they showed he could play at 200 snaps. Shedeur was throwing the ball, but Jimmy Horn balled out.
First Power 4 game for Shedeur and Travis. Shedeur broke the school record for passing yards, threw for 500 off the top. Dylan ran for 3 touchdowns and scored 4.
And I said, bro,
and Travis just showed out.
I said, and then they kept listen. They was close. They was close, and I said, yeah, it's one of them games where maybe they don't got the horses. They was getting sacked. They couldn't run the ball too well. I said they just ain't got it. Maybe a couple years left. And you know what? Every time TCU came back, they came back and answered.
Gotta go.
They came back and answered. So at that point, look, to me, I hadn't already watched the games, and then as an analyst getting ready for the draft, I had already watched all 22. I had seen all the throws. Yeah. So when people are saying, talking about a lot of this stuff, I kind of put it out. I don't even really recognize it because.
But that's the problem. Most of the Cleveland fans ain't never saw Shedeur play. They've never watched the Colorado game. They too busy worried about Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. That's it. That's their circle.
People, you got to think about this, man. Most people, and this is, I'm gonna give y'all a dirty little secret. See, this is why they don't be messing with G. Bush.
Y'all close y'all ears. Don't pay attention.
Most of the time. So it's like this. If you were a famous rapper, right? Or you're a famous athlete, would you ever wear real jewelry? I'd argue you should never wear real jewelry because you have enough to buy the real stuff. And if the fake stuff look good enough, is anybody ever going to question the validity of your jewelry because they know you have the money? No. So you could get it if you want.
Yes.
Why would you question that? So let me give you another to set this up. If you've been covering the game for 20 years, you done wrote articles for 30 years, you've been doing a podcast for 10, 15 years, you've been on national TV, I've been on the local news, wherever you're going to be. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you have to watch every game? Do you think you watch every game? No, because you've been doing it for 30 years. So when you say what you feel about certain things, it's already built into your credibility. So a lot of times when you get to a point, the people at the highest levels, the Stephen A. Smiths or the Skip Baylesses or whoever you want to put up there, they ain't watching no games like that. They don't got no time. If you think about it, if I got a national show for 2 hours, then I'm always on call during draft or I'm always on call during the finals. Then I got a radio show.
Unless you Shannon Sharp, because he watch all that shit.
But see, Shannon Sharp, here's the thing about Shannon. He's a player.
Yeah.
When you have when the foundation is this, I played, therefore there is
I watch.
There's an integrity that comes with that. Put it to you like this. Even when I get ready to go to the season, I still go back and watch games from last year, even though I know I saw them and I already went over the film. You know why? Because I feel like in my heart of hearts, I know if I'm faking it or not.
Or you just like pain.
right? Or I'm just a sucker for taking L's because 3-14 is hard to watch again, right?
It's just
So,
like me watching the Cowboys over again, dog. But I do it.
but you
I feel you. I
you
do.
do it, and every time you watch it, you get a different understanding, a little more context to it.
And you see something you didn't see last time.
And so
You
there
get
are
to.
there are a lot of people that you respect, and they're respectable people. They could do a great craft, but to expect them to be watching with the number of producers there are that are handing you information, with the number of junior producers, they give you, when you get to a real production, they give you your stats, they give you your talking points, they give you what you're going to talk about, the rundown for that day. You got 3 to 5 minutes. A lot of people always say this. They say, G. Bush, so-and-so be saying this stuff on the radio, or so-and-so be on the panel. They be saying all kind of stuff and how they feel. And I be trying to tell them, I said, listen, in the business, there's different formats. When you're on a panel, right, it's 4 other people up there. They done already gave you the rundown.
Everybody got to say something different.
You have
to
got
3 minutes to shut up.
You got 3.5 minutes to fit. So what you can do, you can either rebuttal what they just said and waste your 3 minutes because it could have been nonsense, or get to the 3 minutes that you feel is really going to be impactful, right? That's going to really move the audience or move the crowd. That stuff is more along the line. When you're doing that stuff, it's more, you got 3 minutes here. Trust me, if Earl is a producer, McNutt, all them guys is producers. They're like, listen, hey, we got to talk about the Guardians in 4 seconds. You keep talking about this quarterback competition. We got to get to Evan Mobley. We need to get to the Guardians. We need to talk about Ohio State. So when people say, I don't be knowing, or you don't, a lot of times you're right, big homie. They watching, when they're at home on Saturday, they watching teams that they care about. Their alma mater, Ohio State, and some highlights.
Everything that's in that circle.
That's it. That's all
Ohio
they're going to
State, Penn State,
Michigan. That's
maybe
it. Wisconsin,
Indiana, Ohio. Nobody care nothing about Nebraska.
Nah.
But
big game. Or if we play Oregon or USC or one of the blue bloods, and then trust, you got life, you got families, like, you know what I'm saying? You done already did a show earlier, and then you might want to watch the SEC game. You got to watch the SEC games.
You got to watch the big boys play.
You got to see, hey, Alabama and LSU playing. I guess I ain't doing that. And then it's the 8:00 game. That's the national game. So trust me, a lot of people have not seen Shedeur Sanders. They go on a lot of what they've heard or highlights. That's right. That's the real.
Right. And they regurgitate what Stephen A. and Dan Orlowski and a lot of these other people say on these shows. Yeah. None of these people don't know. They don't know that Shedeur. See, and the biggest problem is a lot of these people don't count Jackson. They don't count when they played Jackson, when they played at Jackson State in the HBCU.
Oh no,
because that's the little league. They don't even count.
No, they don't even look at that. And that's just the dirty secret.
That's the disrespect.
It's like we're not counting none of that.
No.
So what they want to do, and that's why let me give you. So that's why when they say, well, Dylan Gabriel played for 4 or 5 different coaches and schools, and they give him the credit for that at UCFF.
Coordinators and all that.
They give him credit for that. The reason they don't give Shedeur, because they act like Shedeur didn't graduate like he was a senior.
Yeah, like he just showed up at Colorado and started playing right there.
He graduated. He was a 4-year starter, but what they're discounting is, we don't count none of the Jackson State stuff.
He only led the league in passing yards there too. They only won 2 SWAC titles over there, and if that boy that tight end hadn't dropped that pass in the Celebration Bowl in the corner wide open, mind you, by yourself, they'd have had
just
that
wide open. By the way, another thing too is they always say this way, and I think they discount him because he played for his dad.
Now, I hate that. See, I hate that. But because people don't understand how good of a coach Deion Sanders is. Deion Sanders' resume right now, 4 years of coaching, is better than 85% of those coaches who haven't won a freaking title since they've been coaching. He's been coaching college football for 4 years. He got a Heisman Trophy winner, a Johnny Unitas Golden winner. How many awards Travis got? Like 30. Yeah, all of that. Ain't none of them coaches' resumes say what he'll say, but he just got here. He took a team that wasn't worth a crap, the worst team in FCS football, turn it around.
The level. So the level. First, I start off. I just say it like this. First of all, the level of disrespect is so high.
Yes.
First and foremost, you got to understand, Deion Sanders is a top 10 football player of all time.
The best at his position.
The best to ever put on. Let's be clear, not close.
Nobody.
Second of all, he's one of the greatest athletes ever to play. Him and Bo
Jackson.
Of all time.
Yes, sir.
He is one of the greatest marketing machines of all time. When you talk about people, the Nike deals, like the way he opened that up is for people to even get a bag is crazy.
And people don't even understand. Coach Prime left Nike and went to another company and was still signed with Nike for all of these years. Nike came back when he came back to college football, kissing his behind, gave him everything he wanted.
He showed you, and even furthermore, he showed you your book knowledge is not greater than my football knowledge.
No.
In the way I mean this, if you are a professional athlete and you're a Hall of Famer, there is no circumstances where somebody used to be a film studier and somebody that done studied tape and came out that cutting up cut-ups is getting a job before you. Under no circumstances are you qualified more than the guys who put their hand in the dirt. But what they do is, Coach Prime did something that was different that I respect. We sat there and we cried about the lack of black coaches being getting an opportunity. We cried because guess what? There's less than 10%. We see it. We get guys get fired and hired, and that's in college, and that is in professional athletics. You know what he did? He said, no. You know what? Hey, Marshall Falk, come on over here, bro. Hey, Coach Sapp, Warren Sapp, one of the best defensive tackles to ever play.
Ooh, come holler at me.
Come holler at me and let's get this thing popping. And you know what? That's what Mike Vick said. Hold on, man.
My brother is in the chat. You big Cleveland Browns. I don't even like that dude. But yeah, man, Prime has done more for black coaches, for football, for it. It's just right here where we at 2 years ago when he got to Colorado. 70 new players. The whole college industry exploded. You can't do that. You shouldn't do them boys like that. You can't come in there and tell them they can't play. How you gonna just swap out all them players like that? Now, what everybody else doing?
Man,
Rich Rodriguez just came back. Whole new team, 70 new players. Ain't nobody jumping up and down. Texas Tech, whole new team. Ain't nobody jumping up and down. Texas A&M, whole new team. Ain't nobody jumping up and down. But when Prime did it, it was a problem. This
been happening. OG, this been happening for years.
I know.
Let me tell you how it really worked. So for years, this go back to the old school Barry Switzer model. Let's go back to that. Back then,
Oklahoma Barry Switzer, Dallas Cowboy Barry.
Oklahoma Barry Switzer. Oklahoma Barry Switzer. They say, listen, they had to stop him because they were stockpiling people. Barry Switzer would get, now back then you say, 85 scholarships, right? They had to cut it to 85 because he was bringing in 120, all blue chips.
Nick Saban.
All blue chip. Nick Saban.
Nick Saban.
Nick
Gray
Saban.
shirt, red shirt, white shirt, blue shirt. Nick Saban
Bro,
was hiding players.
Then they started doing this. They started getting guys in Prop 48 in them. Remember the Prop 48? Y'all catch
Yes.
Prop 48. They used to say, we're going to bring you in. You didn't have the grades. You didn't have the grades. We're going to put you over here and do schoolwork for a year.
Go to this JUCO. We got you.
The gray shirts. They got people.
Nick Saban was doing it till 2017.
I'm like, how Alabama got they? No wonder you got the top recruiting class.
Because he hiding players.
Sending guys to prep schools. They got prep schools that's full of 5-stars that only play high school kids that just stay in shape. I said, this is wild work.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? They used to, and by the way, just to set it up, this is why NIL came about and it kind of changed the NCAA was gone. It's to the wayside. Get ready for the super conferences. That's another story.
Yeah.
But college scholarships are 1-year renewables. When you say you got a full ride
for this year,
it's a 1-year renewable. That contract can be terminated for any reason. It can be you miss practice. It could be you're just not strong enough. It could be your grades suck. It could be you're really good, but we promised this 5-star kid at your position this scholarship.
Be most of the time.
I'm sorry, and they bring you in at the end of the year and say, "Look, you're a good kid." If they do you a solid, they say, "All right, we'll give you your free transfer paper to wherever you want to go." Besides, in the SEC, we're not gonna play you.
SEC got rules.
You
cannot transfer within the conference in the first transfer portal. When the first transfer portal open up after the season, if you in the SEC wanting to transfer, guess where you can't go? To another SEC school.
Listen. So when you sitting there, so people are thinking, oh, they did all of those kids wrong. When a new coach come in, you get done that way all the time. My coach, and I was at a little MAC school. My coach left and went to Wake Forest. They got a payday. I said, I'm transferring.
We like cats over there. We like our little green and white dog.
I like that. Shout out to the Bobcats, man.
We ain't mad at y'all.
I said, listen, I'm going with y'all. I was like a kid. You taking me to the store too. They said, now listen, I learned the politics early. You were the highest recruit. There's no way we can take the highest recruit. We just recruited you here. So now we're going to leave one of our coaches here. One of our coaches, he became the head coach. They said, now listen, if it was an outside coach that we was taking everybody, but we're not going to tell you we ain't going to take you here because we would, but we can't actively say we want you to leave here and go down there because that wouldn't be a good etiquette with the. And so I learned
you can do what the old boy did going to Southern Miss. What college that was? He took his whole team.
Yeah, he
took the whole team.
I got my whole squad. That's how I'm gonna move with it. And
that's everybody.
And that's how it is now. It's a business. So when those guys, people say they got left out in the cold or whatever, anytime there's a new coach, they put you through hell because they want to see if you're gonna quit. They're gonna make you quit. If you miss class, you're done. They're gonna do crazy stuff because they got people that they want to bring in and play.
Yeah, ain't no leeway.
What it is.
And that's what Prime was doing when he got to CU. He said, hey, I'm bringing my Louis people. Y'all can get in the portal. Some of them got in the portal. A lot of them got in the portal.
All of them.
But the ones that stayed, They got to earn their spot. And if you was good enough, you there.
And
If you weren't,
and Dylan got he had a running back. He got in the portal, right? Like he went to Kansas State, and he had to just be like, listen, hey, ain't no problem. Like ain't no love lost. Like he a good kid. Like he wanted to go play. Primate never got to a point where it was like, oh, well, listen, there's some people, if you transfer, he said some of y'all gonna get in the transfer portal. By the way, just so y'all know, shout out to Tyvis Powell. You know, he used to work with the collective at Ohio State. There's 60, 70% of the kids that get in the portal don't get picked up.
A lot of them. It's a lot of them still in there right now.
And right now, nobody picked up. So that means you quit playing football and you back working at the steel mill.
Permanently. You quit playing football. You ain't getting no college education. You nothing. Just because you thought you was gonna be better somewhere else, unless the coach told you.
Hey, bro, I got to see it in paper. I got to see the contract. I got to see the NIL bag, because here I always tell people all the time, and this is, you know, we talk about bringing it back to Shedeur and whatever it is in Cleveland. The people that choose you have a vested interest in you. You ever heard the saying, hey, man, go dance with the girl that brought you to the prom?
Yes, sir.
Don't you out there going, Susie over there ain't messing with you. Like, she didn't ask you to go to the prom. You gonna get there and dance with Susie? Come on now. That's not what it is. So here's a situation where people say, well, why is Shedeur not? Because they chose to dance with Dylan Gabriel. They chose to dance with him, right?
Then but one person bring him to the prom.
And guess what? And that
He
one
the
person,
biggest dog in the business.
say that.
He's the biggest dog in the building. And when that dog bark and say, I need my boy out there, guess what's gonna happen? Everybody got to stand up and get out the way.
Hey, give me them 2 jerseys up there too. Hey, make sure the marketing team, the jersey van, the van with the, get the 2 jerseys out there. I'll need the home and away. Get the home and away popping.
All that. All that. And that's the best thing about all of this, you know. And Dan Orlowski was on 92.3 The Fan yesterday. Well, no, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, while they was out in Berea on the 4th day. And he said Shedeur or Dylan should be the only 2 playing. No Joe, no Kenny Pickett, because we know what they can do. But I'm gonna let y'all hear for y'all.
Should they all have a legitimate chance to at least earn a shot to win the job?
No, in my opinion, 2 of them should, and both of them would be the rookies. So one, Kenny Pickett's a nice player. I hope he has a long career. I think he's had some good moments. But Kenny Pickett being your starting quarterback doesn't really do anything for your organization. It kind of leaves you flat. You know, even if Kenny goes and plays well and does, you know, a nice job, you're still like unknown about the future. He would have to pull a Sam Darnold times 2. So that doesn't really do anything for you. Joe, like I said, and it's easy for me to say my job is not on the line, but you know Joe's going to play good, solid football. He's going to give you chances to win games. He's going to be around. He's probably going to get you to, 7-10, 8-9, 9-8, something like that. That once again leaves you flat. You're left with we don't have the guy for the future. We have the 2 first-round picks next year. I would be doing everything if I was Cleveland to see if one of those 2 kids I drafted could be a starter this year. And then you have the opportunity to evaluate, is he a starting quarterback or is he not a starting quarterback? Is he a starting quarterback that we can win games with? Because then that maybe changes the way you view those 2 first-round picks for next year. So I do not think all 4 should have the chance to start. And if I was Cleveland, I would be doing everything I could to have Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders as my starting quarterback.
Just like that. That's all.
Straight
we
like
need
that.
To know.
I mean, I'm asking those, and so I'm gonna do my best Cleveland media, local media. So would you tell me what the upside to starting Flacco and Pickett are? Because every time I ask people, I said you advocate that. That's what you're saying. What is the upside? And every time, it's very difficult to pick upside. Most of them say, well, it really don't matter because the quarterbacks in next year's drafts, right? So I say, well, if it don't matter, let the rookies play. Oh, no, you don't want to do that because why? There's a chance
that one of them might be
that,
great.
that one of them might. You see what I'm saying? It's the hurry up to slow down.
Yes.
Hurry, and it'd be funny because people don't be thinking you don't understand what they be doing. Like, so you mean to tell me you're gonna play the older guys and you know it's futile? But then you say play the young guys, but you say they're not ready. And then you say, well, next year, anyways, we're gonna draft this guy, and that person you want ain't ready. And when people say that all they saying is Arch Manning. That's all they saying. Let's just stop the games. Why don't y'all just stop playing around? I told y'all we can be open and honest here. Just say
they got two people in mind, G. I thought about it. They got Arch Manning is at the upper echelon. He at the top of the totem pole, but it's one more that they would accept, and that's Drew Allen. Because he's a local boy.
I think
he already plays in the Big Ten, and they get to see him every week.
It's wild because I watched
and
again,
Drew Allen sucked. I'm just saying.
I just didn't listen. I didn't see it at all. I didn't watch his games. It's Big Ten country.
No, I'm so sick of these people. G, if Drew Allen was so good, why didn't he come out this year? And they supposed to be off a quarterback year. He going into his 5th season. Why didn't he come out if he was so good?
This is where you start to break down the deficiencies in people's arguments. Usually, if he was so great, so if I'm going to be so think about it. If I'm going to be a first round pick next year, well, chances are I was pretty good this year. And this was a weak quarterback class allegedly this year. So you're
doing in college.
So you're telling me he wasn't better than Dylan Gabriel went in the 3rd round. At least he could have won in the 2nd, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. I ask people all the time. Quinn Ewers was a 7th round draft pick. Hey, Arch, you had opportunity for 2 years. So you telling me you wasn't better than the 7th round pick? But next year you're going to be number 1 guaranteed, and you only see you play 2 games.
He's going to be the bestest ever.
2 games. But here's the thing: you can't say that because you even know the optics that look wild. Because you're going to say, I don't want Shedeur Sanders to play because I'm hoping after 2 games, Arch Manning shows me something better than like 239 yards against like Austin Peay. You can't say it.
With that.
You can't say it. Now they like Cade Klubnik. They like him too. I said, okay.
But he's a 5th-year senior too.
If Cade was moving like that, come on out to this year. I mean, how much better are you gonna get in a year, Cade? I don't know. Look, the premise is though, they are willing to obfuscate and play guys that don't give you a good chance and waste draft picks on 2 guys you drafted just so you can guess.
I've been saying it since I've been covering this Cleveland calamity. Cleveland just like losing. They just like losing. They don't want to play the best players because out of all of these years, this was the year where you could have got Shedeur and Travis. Tennessee went and got Cam's best receiver, Restrepo. You could have got Shedeur, Travis, got you a running back, but you didn't. Your offensive line is old. They ready to go. You ain't even start rebuilding that yet. So if this was the year that you wasn't planning on picking a quarterback, why'd you pick 2 when you could have built your offensive line? You could have got you some receivers. You could have did everything necessary to be prepared when you got your number 1 draft pick next season. What they doing? They like losing.
So
That's all.
here's the
Yeah,
no,
he can't think. His brain froze, y'all. Hold on.
I'm glitching out because this has been my
hurt.
This has been my contention from day one.
And y'all, hold on. We're gonna get to y'all super chats in a minute, but we got to do this.
Here's the problem. I've always argued that tradition, doctrine, stagnation, unwillingness to change is a commonality in all failed organizations. It limits success, and it basically limits the growth of society in general. I don't like hanging around people who say I'm going to do it because it's always been done that way. We're going to wear it like this because we did it like this. I want people we've been doing it for 20 years. And listen, I argue with people. And sometimes you can't argue with that. You have to evolve. You have to change your mindset. You got to be willing to pivot. You got to be willing to move on and learn and be an innovator, not an imitator. And the Cleveland Browns for too long have gotten coaches who get in here who don't have no urgency about them. They don't have no urgency about tomorrow and what we need to get done today. It's always the next year. And what happens is they lull you to sleep. They allow you to feel the malaise of, hey, these fans going to show up every week. Hey, it's the lovable Browns. You know, we don't got no end. People don't be angry at the Browns because they done lost so much. But they refuse to make any bold decisions. They refuse to be forward thinking. And if you think about it, I always tell people like this. If you got a little problem with LeBron James, how would you like anybody else for Cleveland? They used to be mad at LeBron James because LeBron said he was from Akron. That's where he was from. He wasn't from Cleveland. It's wild to me. You'd be like, bro, I'm from Canton. I wouldn't say I'm from Akron. It's 2 different places. It's like, why would you be upset at that, right? Think about this. The Guardians ain't gonna spend no money, but then they get us to get on the radio and tell people they should come support the games. Why?
Right. When they lose in every game they play.
You
lost last night.
You're not. Every ball player we got, we grow them through the process. We see them through the minors. We get Francisco Lindor, and the owner tells us, you better be happy you saw him for as long as ever he gonna be here. You see, I don't know no restaurant that can serve you bad meat, and you keep going back to the restaurant and tell them, you know what? If you come eat enough bad steaks, we can afford to buy good ones.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
Right.
No, you got to spend money, and then I'm going to show up. The Cleveland Browns have this thing where we're going to be hardcore and blue collar. And listen.
We're going to lose.
That's a myth. Listen, hope is the most dangerous thing you can sell people. Go to any third world country, and there's some regime at the top that's stealing, pillaging, taking on half the crops and corruption, and they still selling them people hope at the bottom of the village.
We got you. I promise you. We're not gonna let them people.
It's them.
And it's you.
And you're the one pillaging the
Our very own president is doing it right now. But we ain't gonna go there.
Like, you see what I'm saying? So when we got here, there was a thing. We didn't like Odell Beckham Jr. because he was from New York and he didn't want to be here. And,
they don't like Kenny Pickett because he's from Pittsburgh.
It's wild to me. What we got to get to a point is this. Y'all y'all gonna be on one of these college deals. It's year to year. The college kids is 18 years old and they live on year to year, but we want to keep giving Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski 2, 3, 5, 7 years, and you keep fumbling the bag, and they tell you, and you keep telling us, well, if you just stay with continuity, if you still keep the same person, listen, man. I was young and dumb once upon a time, and I got married and I got divorced all in about 12 to 13 months. Somebody could have told me you could stay and tough it out, but sometimes you got to realize you made a mistake, bro. You better just go ahead and cut your losses. So
that's why they went and got Flacco.
So now if you're sitting here and you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you can't develop the quarterbacks you just went and drafted, why would I give you all the keys and rights to draft another quarterback?
But they don't know what a good quarterback looks like.
See,
they don't know what that is. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when they first got here, they wanted a quarterback that played like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Now they want Lamar Jackson. What we gonna do? Make up your mind. First, you wanted a quarterback with pocket presence, the one that can stand in the pocket, throw the ball, get you all the completions you need. Now you want a mobile quarterback, one with speed, and that's what they saying about Shedeur. He ain't got his daddy's speed. His daddy ain't got his arm. So what's your point? Today's price is not yesterday's price. Those people don't evolve. They ain't changed. They still want the same shit, and it ain't gonna work.
Hey, listen, man. And by the way, if they were smart, they would understand that if they had a legit quarterback competition, it would save them. Because at least, guess what? They would be like, look, bro, we exhausted every resource. We exhausted every resource, big homie. We turning over every rock.
They don't want to win. And Louis Riddick just told us why they don't want to win. You don't let your 5th round pick outplay your 3rd round pick. You think you gonna embarrass me? Hold on. Louis Riddick said it better than we did.
Clearly, it's neither of those rookies.
Correct. I agree.
And we've been asked this whole offseason, what should be the plan? Joe Flacco, for me, it wouldn't be. I know who Joe is. He's a good player. Joe is going to get us to, if I'm in Cleveland, 8 and 9. And we're not going to be in control of what we do with one of those in totality or those 2 first-round picks next year. Yep. I would be doing everything to see if Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders could be a starting quarterback for me to start this year, and then see if we struck gold. Because then we got a real shot for a quick retool next year.
Yep, I agree.
But that's what this year's about. Field is just
it. We know that. As far as like the long-term starting quarterback guy, we know that those two guys.
Kenny Pickett, and I'm not saying the chances are you're absolutely right.
Yep.
But what if Kenny Pickett is Baker Mayfield? What if Kenny Pickett is Sam Darnold? What if Kenny Pickett, who was a first-round draft pick, develops like? I understand what you're saying.
We've heard that Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco kind of splitting first-team reps. We'll keep an eye on today as you're looking at live practice right now, who actually takes the first-team reps. How do you get enough reps for these guys?
You don't.
Right.
That's the problem. See, that's where like a lot of this it's just flapping your jaws and just talking here when we're saying, well, they got to find out. And honestly, you don't have time to find out. In a nice, fair, like balanced, organic way, because you're trying to get ready to like play the season, right? So there's only so many reps to go around, and it's not like practices are the same way they used to be when I played. I mean, these guys basically practice once a day, okay? And so I mean, it's like you don't have enough reps. And see, here's the thing: like, to me, it feels so much like they've already almost like kind of boxed themselves into the fact that, look, we have so much draft capital a year from now that we don't really, you know what, if it works out, if we struck gold, great. If we don't, that's fine, because you know what, we have all this draft capital next year, and one of those guys next year is bound to be a franchise quarterback. So, hey, it is what it is. And you know what's interesting? Look, the Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders thing, I was just talking about this just the other day on radio. the front office, having been in this situation for 11 years, you really think that the front office is sitting there going, look, we drafted Dylan in the 3rd, we drafted Shedeur in the 5th. Do you really think they want to see the 5th round kind of like beat out the 1st round guy? I mean, the 3rd round guy? No, hell no, they don't want that to happen because it makes them look bad.
Right.
It's like, well, why didn't you pick them the opposite way? So there's so many biases that they're going to have to work through, and then you don't have a whole lot of reps to go around. This is a much tougher situation than it looks like.
But if Shedeur
That's Louis Riddick on NFL Live on the airways while broadcasting from the Browns training camp, telling you that they don't want to see that because they don't want to be embarrassed. But I've been screaming that forever, that they put themselves in this pickle. Nobody else did this but them. They did it to themselves.
Well, here's the thing: the punt was full. The punt was on, and this is why somebody's not gonna make it. Somebody will not make it past this year. Because when teams say we don't, all the stuff that comes with Shedeur, there's no way to hide him. There's no way to hide him, because when he shows that I can actually play, now it exposes that you playing games. It exposes the fact that you're not really trying to win no games. You sitting there trying to, and Louis Riddick is 1,000% correct. The mentality in this town, and the mentality is we are going to protect this organization. We're going to protect the regime. And while they come out here and go through the motions and waste people's time and money, they're gonna bank that we're gonna find a quarterback next year, and that you'll be patient, and it's a process. And this is why when people got mad at Myles Garrett, I said, for what? For telling the truth? Myles Garrett told you that he told you they weren't serious about winning. And you know what they did for him? They said, well, listen, you're too good to let go because Deshaun Watson's contract prohibits us from even trading you if we wanted to, because of the cap penalties are too high. So we're going to give you more money, and then we're going to ask you to be quiet and don't be shedding light in the dark.
We got to give you this hush money.
We're going to give you this hush money and get you up out of here. Now, Myles Garrett, I expect to go to Super Bowl. I do too if you're going to give me $40 million. I'll tell you tomorrow that the Browns going to Super Bowl, you want to give me that bag of money. But the problem is this. They're running around here acting like this is some mental gymnastics. It's not. It is what it is. The Cleveland Browns decided they were going to try to punt. They got Kenny Pickett. They got Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has a nice reputation. They went to the playoffs before. They said, we'll get him to appease the crowd. At least if Pickett starts off bad, we can bring Flacco in. We got to have another quarterback. We'll take Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd. We're not touching Shedeur Sanders until
Jimmy Haslam
or somebody in his sphere woke up and said, oh, no.
It was him or the old lady.
Him or something happened in his family or somewhere in his sphere that said enough is enough. We are drafting him and make the trade. They traded up and drafted him. Now, the thought process is maybe they get here and he isn't that good. They got an out card, right? Because they're like, oh, he's not that good.
Oh, yeah.
But what happens when he gets here and he can play?
Oh,
and then what happens if he gets here and he actually is galvanizing the people around him and exciting the fan base?
But Jimmy Haslam knew he could play. They all knew he could play because they've seen him play. They've been watching him, studying him, talking to him, visiting him all senior season.
Right.
They knew he could play.
The whole brass went out to see him, right?
Several times.
So now, the only now, like you said, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube because in the preseason games, they're going to have to play him. And I don't think, I think, and I'll give y'all credit. I don't think they knew his contingency was that loud.
They didn't know that fan base was that big.
They didn't know
They had no idea.
They didn't know that it was as diverse, as loud, as
They thought it was contained to CU. They didn't know it was worldwide.
They didn't know.
Thought most of that was his dad.
They didn't know.
They thought all that was Dion's doing. They did not know.
I try to. A lot of people woke.
His fan base is bigger than the entire organization. He got more pull on the internet than you do.
Hey, I told him, listen, you know how in the Bible they talk about Noah's Ark. They was looking crazy. I said I was building the ark. I was hammering, putting. They said, "G. Bush, it's been a drought, and you went around here putting a boat together." I said, "Listen, y'all don't really know it." They said, "How bad could it be?"
They ain't meant to see you aunties. That was their problem.
We had Odell Beckham Jr. We had Nick Chubb. We had Baker Mayfield. We had Johnny Manziel. We've dealt with this. We had Deshaun Watson stuff last year. How big can this extra stuff be? And I said, listen.
But wait till football season. It gets worse.
It's different. I told him, just trust me.
But the whole fan base ain't showed up yet. That's the problem. They got pieces of it, and they getting it in waves.
Because the unbothered people ain't on the internet yet. The unbothered aunties is still posted up. Don't even worry about it.
The season ain't started. When the season start, oh my God.
The unbothered people ain't even there. Like, there's some of them that don't, like, I'm not going to deal with this nonsense. I just got to go to church. I'm going to church on Sundays, and I ain't worried about what y'all games ain't even started yet. Bro.
It ain't popped off yet.
Yeah, they laying low.
They ain't felt this kind of pressure. When Shedeur got his jersey retired in Colorado, all the alumni, all the ex-players had a fit. And the Shedeur fan base came up and told y'all to sit down and shut up and take it because y'all was dead until he showed up. And know what they did? You ain't heard nothing else from them. Man,
listen, I had to go on Reddit to feel how they feel about y'all. I had to go to Reddit. They don't even really say it out loud no more. I had to get on Reddit.
Yeah, they just type it, you know. They do it anonymously.
They could get their anonymous game off over there. Listen, y'all didn't got rid of everybody else, bro. I was like, bro, listen, they don't play around with y'all too much, man. But here's the thing, though. Here's what I could respect. And I could respect it because I said, after I saw what he was doing for the community in Cleveland, and he don't know, he ain't from that hood, he ain't from there, and what he did in the pride, I'd say, listen, you know what, he cool with me. I'll still call balls and strikes, and I want to see him do his thing, but at a certain level as men, I could care less about the touchdown passes and throwing interceptions and worry about that. Like, I think about what you're doing for your people in the community is at a different level. And I can respect you as a human being. Like, just the same way that Prime could lose games in Colorado, I still immensely respect what he brought to the table because of what he did for the community and what he continues to try to do to try to move people forward. So to me, I can respect y'all because, sometimes we don't got that level of respect. We don't got that level of energy in our community. And sometimes, we are our heroes. They fall, and it's easy to get out here and get moved. They'll get they can put they pull your contract. They get you up out of here in a second, right? This cancel you get canceled in a heartbeat out here in these streets. But what I respect, real easy, and what I respect is I say, you know what? After he fell in the draft, they still showed up. Wherever he went, wherever they went, they just so happened to fall on the Ferris wheel of the Cleveland Browns. And I got to meet a lot of people because of that, but I can respect people that are being loyal to certain things, especially when it comes to the character of a person, them being loyal to that.
But this right here is different because this family is different. And people have been rocking with them since they were kids. And see, that's the difference between Dion, Shiloh, Shedeur, and that Sanders family. What the Haslams didn't understand when they brought Shedeur in was people have literally watched him grow up on TV in front of their eyes. Deion then had two shows while those boys were growing up. And then he got another show when they was in high school. Now they're in college. You just broadcasting some more. And people don't like it, but this is all they've done their entire life. People, they've grown up in front of everybody on the internet, on the social media sites. This is their lifestyle. This is nothing new to them. And people, I got people that question me, say, Snacks, why you rock with them so hard? Because they be showing off and they be doing this and doing that. I told them, they're not showing off. That's just how they live. It's showing off to you because you don't have it. You don't live like that. That Mercedes that Shedeur got, that's every day. Have you seen Deion's garage?
You know what got me what got me the most was, and I listened to his press conference, and you see a lot of the flash, and people see the flash, and you say what you want of it.
But it's all rooted in God.
I always tell people, bro, it's selective morality out here. Everybody say you got enough money to buy what you want. Some people smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day. Cigarettes $15. Where I come from. Some people going.
Y'all want to smoke that? Yeah.
Hey, listen. Some people gonna play the lottery. My grandmother played the lottery every day.
My brother-in-law played the lottery 3-4 times a day. That man to go spend $20 on a scratch off. And hit and play the whole thing back.
That some people, when they get off working wherever they work, they gonna drink them a 6-pack of Miller every day. Every day I'm gonna drink that 6-pack of Miller. Some people, they like shoes. A pair of Jordans come out, I'm buying them Jordans every day. Some people they want to get into the Starbucks game. They go to Starbucks and get a coffee before work every single day.
Everybody got their niche.
Everybody got something they're gonna spend money on. So it's just relative, basically, what I looked at. But I think he said something that showed me that he's just down home and he about family. He said, what is the biggest part about, you grew up around your family and what's the biggest part you miss or whatever. He said, well, I'll be, Shiloh don't be there, and I used to live 3 doors down from me. He was the person that would go and find where we're gonna live at, and then he make these good smoothies, and so like, he make these smoothies, and I used to be able to just go and get the smoothie, man. So it's crazy. Like I gotta do a lot of the stuff on my own, but it's cool, like, because we still can FaceTime and different things like that.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm 43. I'm 43 years old. I got 3 brothers, right? All my brothers is close.
You ain't got no gray hair.
Yeah, I ain't there yet. I'm jealous. The fact that he said, I just miss my brother's smoothies was wild to me. It just, like, bro, that comes right out of middle America. That comes out of, it got to a point where it's like, you guys don't want, like, they mentioned his dad, hey, is your dad coming to visit you, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, man, and I'm sitting there, in what world is it bad for people? Y'all trying to make it like it's a bad thing that he hang around his family, or his dad is coming through, or his dad done raised him, or his brother is close to him. In what world is this a negative thing where you get 2 dudes that got degrees, that got a dad, that been famous forever, ain't been to nobody's jail? How is that a bad thing?
They mad because they ain't getting in no trouble. For all y'all that's subscribed to G Bush, if you ain't, go ahead. For all y'all that ain't subscribed to me on G Bush channel, y'all better get over here. I don't know what you waiting on. These 2 right here, this the realest you gonna get when it comes to Cleveland. Y'all don't know what y'all missing. We just kicking this thing off. We 2 weeks in, but we dope as hell, and it's gonna get better. But Shedeur and Shiloh have that bond, that brotherhood bond. They have what most people don't get to see. When my big brother, his ass is in the chat. When we was in Germany, when we lived overseas, everywhere he went, I went. If it was a fight, we was throwing down. If it was some girls, I was going too. If it was some beer, if it was some beer, I was going to be drinking. And till this day, we have that bond. Now we grown up, we in two separate states, like I told you, he in Indiana, and I'm in Texas. But we was just talking yesterday, talking about what football games we going to see. We trying to set up for the Alabama-Auburn game, for the Iron Bowl. We trying to set up for one of them ugly-ass Cleveland Brown games. And I'm going to get him down here for a Cowboys game. But that's my brother. And if you don't love your brother, some of y'all got family and some of y'all fall out. But that's all you got.
Yeah.
And if you can't respect the man for loving his family, that means something wrong with your life and your family, and y'all need to go fix it. Stop judging that man for loving his people. What's wrong with you?
That's say more about what you going through than him.
Yes.
Like you know, like, and it's not like it's crazy to me because there's a bunch of famous rich people in the world.
A lot of them.
It's a bunch of famous rich people for all the wrong reasons.
I was talking to Mark Clayton this morning on my way back from my event. I went to a Reebok event this morning. That's why I got on my shines. That's why I got on this big ass Reebok shirt. And I told G, I'm pulling up to the house. I got to set up, and trying to get it in. But I was with a bunch of rich people this morning, and half of them don't like each other and probably don't like a lot of their family.
Nope.
But y'all have to understand, these two young men have grown up in a different light than anyone. They can withstand this pressure. They used to being scrutinized. They used to being talked about. They used to being judged, prejudged, not listened to. People wanting to be with them just because of who they are. And in the face of it all, Shedeur doesn't get phased. Shiloh goofy like me. He like to have fun with it all. He like to make jokes about everything. Shedeur is the calm one. He like to keep everything on one level, just chill. He don't like to get too high. He don't like to get too low. You know what I'm saying? And it shows even in his press conferences, on the field, off the field. He'll have fun, but when it's time to go to work,
gotta go to work.
Go to work. Y'all gotta respect that.
Yes, sir.
They deep in this chat. We got some super chat. We might want to pop off.
I want to talk to them folks, man.
hey, they mow your people. You got a lot of people. I'm still getting up in age.
Hey, man, it's a lot of people, man. Listen, man.
Oh, I love all of them.
I listen. I tell people all the time, man. I mean, whether it's 5 or like 520, I don't care. Like in terms of how many people in there, I don't. You told me that, hey, you want me to pull up? I said I'll pull up. I don't look how many people subscribers you got. I don't look at none of it, because at the end of the day, we just talking. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the content is more important than views and all the rest of that stuff. That handles itself. But sometimes it's just important to have conversation with like-minded people.
Yeah, I'm an old school YouTuber anyway. I've been in this game so long, I don't even care nothing about who watching. Some of it just be for me anyway. So
it's your therapy.
Yeah, you just got to get it off. You know what I'm saying? But Boxing Logic United, since the whole thing started from the draft, you two fellas have been my go-to 100 for my Shedeur updates. Thank you for teaming up. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. I've been watching G. Bush since I got into this Cleveland game. and I wouldn't want to team up with nobody. It's a few other brothers we gonna have to click in with if we can get in. I know G Bush can get in with me, but hey, I wouldn't want to be on this screen with nobody else because he gonna keep it 100 all day.
He reached out, and so shout out. A lot of times, man, a lot of people don't link up and do nothing because so either get full. It'd be funny because sometimes it's just like you gotta. It's like you gotta find the time. You gotta find when the schedules match up, and sometimes what I'm saying, there's with people you be having all the intensive purpose. You want to do a show. Sometimes it don't line up like that, but the way God been working, saying it been lovely the last 2 times we've been able to link up. So I'm excited about it.
Oh yes, sir. Novia Brown. Hey, Red, we see you. G Bush was the owner out there. Oh, G Bush, he was out there running it like that.
I did not see the owner out there. I didn't see the owner at practice. However, he's in the building though. He's always looming in the building. He wasn't at practice though.
He was peeking from up.
Yeah, he got the perch. He got where they office is situated. If he didn't want to, he don't never want to go out to practice. He ain't got to. He got the bird's eye captain view of the whole field from the up top. So, but he was watching. I feel like they always watch.
Yeah,
and they watching on the internet too. By the way, they watch.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Yeah, they watch.
Everybody watch because we know they watching because that's how we got their stat tracker. We ain't gonna.
My headphones done dropped out, man. That's crazy.
Y'all don't think they watch G Bush? They ain't paying attention.
That's funny.
They pay attention to G Bush. I promise y'all they do. And y'all don't believe me? Let me show y'all something. This right here.
That stat tracker's funny.
Is how we know they watch Garrett Bush on the internet.
They had to.
It took him to say something one time, and the stat tracker just all of a sudden appeared.
Nah, y'all folks, see, I'm not gonna take sole credit for it. Y'all look.
Yeah, you called Tony Grossi out, dog. We know
it's the strength in numbers. Y'all came back and put the thumb on the scale. He's like, hold on. Yeah. What he said. And so, yeah, the tracker is out. The tracker has been, and you know what? Whoever's marketing over there, shout out to you guys. You guys are a leader in tracking stats.
It was the worst thing they could do, and they didn't know it.
And it'd be funny how that works sometimes. You don't know.
This was built to make Shedeur look like he can't play football. And then he played football.
Always remember, it's about what's going on in between. It's about what's going in between them lines.
Yes, the stat tracker was put up to track Shedeur's misses.
And to prove that it wasn't like, oh, he wasn't balling like I thought he was balling. And you're like, he was
balling like that.
He was dropping dimes.
Now they can't get rid of it.
Now the preseason games are gonna be must-watch TV.
They are causing everybody else around the league to start tracking stats.
JJ Watt is mad about it.
He's mad.
JJ Watt like, man, come on, bro. We doing this, bro.
Did you see his tweet? His tweet is long.
He tweeted like 2 paragraphs, man. He was mad. He's like, I can't believe they out here tracking these stats. I said, listen, my fault, big dog. JJ, my fault. We didn't expect it to go that far. We just trying to push back a little bit on the narrative, and then
they was out here acting crazy. Somebody need to calm them down. Mark D, I truly appreciate what you guys are doing together. Strong company, black journalism. I don't know if it's journalism.
I would. This more like we just sitting on the front porch.
Yeah, this is This is not a credit situation.
Yeah. Now listen, I had to go just enough. I had to pull up just make this a quota on journalism. I'm an opinion statesman, I would say, but I shout out to the people. And I did say this though too. I respect the craft. I mean, there's something to be said for anybody out there that's covering the team from sun up to sundown. They be there before, they be there after, they be covering, they be asking questions. Me, I couldn't do it. I go to practice, I listen to the team, I get back and I get into and I'll tell y'all what I saw. But yeah, shout out to all the people that's covering from day to day.
Shout out to Jeremy Long. Brady taught Shedeur that he has to know the defense's opposing team. Brady said himself he knew the other team's defense better than they did.
Not
true.
You gotta
know what's facing.
You got to know, again, even when you're in this game, you got to know your opponent. You have to know your opponent. If you want to cultivate and you want to prove your point, you got to know where your opponent is. You got to be able to paint the picture. You got to be able to do, you know what I'm saying, bring those facts and them receipts to the table. Because the receipts is important.
Morning coffee with the 1999 Super
Shout out to Morning Coffee.
NFL teams need more diversity in the media because they don't understand how to interact with the new generation of players. They still in Cleveland glorifying Pop Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Call that man Pop. Come on now.
That's okay. You listen.
Morning coffee, shout out.
I do believe in the diversity matters because there's because it's almost like translation. When you share an identity or where you've come from some of the same places that other people come from, it's important that you be able to translate. If you wanted to be, go to China or you wanted to go to Japan and you didn't know the language, but you wanted to see the best places and you wanted to know where the best rates was, or you want to make sure you wasn't getting ripped off if you got in a taxi, wouldn't you get a translator from that area?
Correct.
I would want somebody that's from that place to tell me the story where I can understand where I should go and what I should not go and how I should move and what to do. The media comes from a specific area. We come from a specific area. I would like somebody to tell me the story that can bridge the gap between the two, right? So I think diversity matters when it comes to sports, and I've been saying that for a long time.
Ain't no doubt. Kevin Wiley with the $2 super chat. We want 12.
That's all. Well,
you got him.
He gonna get a shot. I think the Browns was down there looking at him more intently. And plus, when you play, and of course, I'm a football guy. At the end of the day, it's about what you do and how you do what you are given. And I think right now it's a situation where Shedeur is going to get the opportunity like we knew he would, and it's time for him to show and prove.
Oh yeah, it's definitely time for him to show and prove. Diddy Truck, this man doing advertising. The smarter way to rent a truck is Diddy Truck on LinkedIn.
Shout out, I like that. I like that.
Mad at you.
Support.
You gotta do what you gotta do to get your business up and jumping. Chantel Penton. G. Bush, if they put Shedeur on the practice squad, do you think he'll get picked up? That's not gonna happen.
He can't go in the practice squad. That first of all, that's incompetence. And the reason he won't go in the practice squad because for a normal 5th round pick, they would consider it. But here's the questioning that they keep asking people. G. Bush, do you believe that 4 quarterbacks will be on the official roster? And Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry so eloquently put out, they view the last 5 roster spots as a place where those are development positions, no matter what role they are. So they'll keep those 5 positions on the roster at the end of the roster. Well, instead of the 53 man, they're looking at it as a 48 man plus 5, transitional players, guys that they're using to develop. So they'll keep them on the main roster. And if that includes 4 quarterbacks or 4 running backs or 4 receivers, that's the point they're going to get to. So yes, he will be on the main roster. Number 1, because he's too good to be on the practice squad. 2, he will get claimed off the practice squad. And 3, people are going to be like, bro, you can't sell jerseys on the practice squad. So he's going to be playing.
And 4, they had 4 quarterbacks on the roster last year.
Yeah.
G. Bush from D-Bell. G. Bush, you're the best. Always 100. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man. I try to keep it 100, man. It's all, sometimes it's 99%, but I try to keep. Yeah.
Morning Coffee is back with another 1999 super chat. She talking about that wrist up on the 12 times. You know what I'm talking about?
I tell him, don't do it. Hey, I told Boogie. He said, G. Bush. I said, man, under no circumstances will we be getting rid of the celebration. No. You stay true to how you move. You make them move. The wrist is gonna be up. He's like, yeah, man, I'm glad you told me. I said, yeah. I tell you, you safe in here. We celebrate.
And if y'all haven't seen that Boogie Night interview, it is on UCSS. That's where I found him.
Really? That's crazy. That's wild.
That's where I found G. Bush.
That's crazy.
Said, he one of them. Yeah.
Oh, did he just say that on TV? Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
I found it once.
I got me one.
Yes.
Got one.
I'm in the building now. I'm a little bit more comfortable over here. Beautifully blessed with the $5 super chat. Okay, let's just kill the Manning BS. That family is not letting him come out next year. If he goes anywhere, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the Saints.
By the way, the best, I don't know who's doing your drawings. The CU auntie, that is the logo. It's like the NFL logo. It's like, that is the representation. I'm like, man, I saw that. I said, bro, whoever did that drawing, they captured.
That is Bronze Fire on Twitter. Y'all make sure y'all go follow her.
Yeah, listen, that one, because that's the first one. When you when you Google it, when I was first figuring out what the stratosphere was, I said, oh, that's the embodiment of it right there. That whoever did that, I say, yo,
yeah, they tough with it too. You act up, man, and they will get in your grill. And then I got one this morning on my video. She say she'll see you granny. I said, see you granny? Wait a minute.
It's a lot of them. They deviated. They've branched off. There's a lot of different age groups now. There's cousins and nieces and nephews. It's like it's a whole family reunion now. Yeah, it's a whole situation.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing with the CU aunties. I don't even use half the ones I got from Bronze Fire Dog. She got some dope ones. I mean,
I seen them. I said, oh yeah. I seen them drawings. I'm like, whoever doing those?
She got some dope ones.
Fire.
Look at that.
Those are fire.
She got some dope ones, dog.
Look at the glasses.
She got them on deck.
She got that. Listen, that's how. Listen. She right there in her mind. She reading Twitter right now in that pose. What you talking
exactly? About? She got them. She got them on deck. You know what I'm saying? She is not to be played with.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm cool. I'm passing her. I don't listen. She got the 12 jersey on right now. It's iced out too.
Yeah, all of them iced out. I'm telling you, dog. Yeah, the CU aunties even got security, dog. They ain't even playing with you. Don't even play with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that is fire.
No joke.
She watching UCSS right now. I don't understand. Where G Bush at? How dare you say he not getting no reps today? This is unacceptable.
They
Bro,
are
this is-
they are nothing to play with.
This is
And that's
wild.
why I shot them out every freaking video,
Man,
because they everywhere. You
she
got to
got-
respect it.
She got the cup. She got the Browns coffee mug, bro. This like, bean. This is crazy, man. They need to come out with a cartoon. Y'all need
Bro.
a Pixar movie.
You ain't seen nothing.
We need the Pixar movie. Yep. Listen, this is after Shedeur threw a touchdown yesterday. Just yesterday.
I mean,
Yes.
they just chilling like it ain't nothing, dog. They got them all day. Where we at? Miss Jeanette, what's up, lady? Appreciate you for the $1.99 super chat. What would it take for Shedeur to be traded? Ooh, you gonna have to give up the farm.
Hey man, I'm cool. I'm not trading. Now I guess if somebody wanted to give, let's see, this is the thing. If you ask the Cleveland Browns would, I would say that they would take a second round pick, first round pick, obviously. But if they was but a third round pick don't do nothing.
But they can't, they drafted in the 5th. They can't get what they want for him. They can't get what they know he's worth.
But the thing, to me, I always say this. If you find a franchise quarterback that is under contract in the 5th round, it's the weight and gold, given the fact that you have Deshaun Watson still on your roster, getting $230 guaranteed million. The cap hit is you're gonna have to keep him. So that means, think about it, $80 million is the cap hit. $100 million is the cap hit. Just alone. So the thing, so if Shedeur's contract is $5 or something crazy, it's pennies on a dollar. I don't even think you're counting it like that. So
he playing for free at this point.
So I mean, that's worth more, way more than a third, or that's priceless. And plus, think about it like this: if you do find it, you can use them draft picks on whoever or whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Plus that money is free to spend on other places.
Yeah.
So to me, it don't. Yeah, I ain't going that route.
No, I wouldn't do it. Aces Wild with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Beautifully Blessed is back. Clearly, the quarterback whisperer is mute. They don't know how to build and pour into a player they want to cut and paste. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, look, and look, here's the crazy part about it is, if Shedeur Sanders becomes good, they're going to be able to take full credit for it. They're going to say, yeah, we drafted him in the 5th round and we developed him. And that's what, think about that. Now you laughing because we know, like, yeah, you kind of look sideways where it's like, y'all didn't even really want him like that. But guess what? That's the way
they're gonna take the credit.
They're gonna take all credit for it.
They're gonna take it all.
They like, yeah, that was us. And nobody else take him. That was us.
Kevin Stefanski could be looking for his 3rd Coach of the Year trophy, and
bro,
he didn't earn the first 2.
Bro, listen, if there's any way you can win back to back, look, if you want to win, go ahead and play him and get you 9 wins.
He'll get you that trophy if that's what you want.
If you want a shot at it, I mean, because like you got to think about it, and at that point, the Browns will be on TV. Listen, I know everybody in Texas.
We gonna be on TV
at that point. They will be on TV. You'll get to see them. Let a couple games go by.
Now they can float almost any game they want.
Yeah, they'll take somebody out immediately. Hey man, get the Saints and the Patriots out of here. We're not listening to that this week.
Who playing Monday night? Y'all gotta go. Because if Shedeur starting,
the Cardinals and the Jacksonville. Well, hey, Jacksonville. they done messed around and got them some box office. Shout out to Travis Hunter, by the way. I can't believe the Browns didn't draft both of them. That's wild work to me. Crazy.
Yeah, they kind of dropped the ball on that one, man. Maria S with the $10 super chat. That's facts, Big Snacks. We've been watching and supporting them since they were kids. We ain't going nowhere. Texas, hashtag Texas auntie. The Sanders at this point are a part of our extended family. Yeah, pretty much.
Matter of fact, I would not be. Listen, if I'm on in Texas, shout out to my guy. Texas in every way. Shout out to Les BBQ. Wherever you at, shout out to, if you ain't checked Les BBQ out, shout out to him. The Candy Red softballs. I mess with Les BBQ extra.
Hey, when you find good food, you gotta let the people know.
Right, like, yo, listen, I had, he ain't lying. He did vacuum seal me some oxtail, and I did have them. He'll ship them out to you, man. Shout out to Texas, man. If you know, you know.
They'll get you what you need. Bianca, why is Mary Kay Cabot so focused on Shedeur Sanders? It's like she feels she can just beat him up for speeding tickets, undermine him, and mention his family members is crazy.
Well,
man,
listen,
we don't worry about Mary Kay.
At this point, I always say this too, but you know, here, your comments and your focus matters. See, here's the thing on the internet. You could choose to pick who you want to listen to. You choose who you don't want to listen to. Sometimes when people say things you don't want to listen to, you had an opportunity to say, I'm not into that. I'm going to move on. And here's the thing too. I think Shedeur gave everybody a little bit of an out card, because you know what he did do? He said, I'm going to move this to the practice field. I'm going to move this to the field. And when touchdowns get to dethrown, I told them it's going to be a very quiet weekend. It's all quiet. Listen, I don't see any of the, I don't see no speeding ticket comments or nowhere.
Now, I was watching that coming back from Houston this morning. G. Bush told them people, hey, Cleveland media, after you write your blog, shut it down.
Log it off. Log off till Tuesday, bro. Log off. Listen, right now, them touchdowns is ringing. Right now, ain't nobody, look, bro, you're not going to get no traction on that. Like, that's not going to work that way. Like, no. You can't rewind the greatest hits don't work. You know how it is. You come out with the oldies. You come out the greatest hits.
Not a good weekend for that.
Nah, they talk about them touchdown passes this week. Go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying? We're going to wait till Monday, dog. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday, tops.
Yeah, see, ain't no practice today. Y'all got to wait.
Move, you know what I'm saying?
Jason Kelly. I live in Point, Texas, but from Canton, Ohio.
Second Street. Man,
Northeast Hillview, Blake Second Street. If you know, you know.
Deuce Block. We all know. Shout out to yeah. You know. We know. We know.
Oh, okay.
We know.
My bad.
That's
okay.
right over there. Shout out to, he know what it is. Shout out to, you know, he on the northeast side. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? When I grew up, we used to have out of game, you know, we had the most elementary schools in the world. We had like 75, like for a small city, we got 100 elementary schools. Like, so it's a Belden, it was a Bellstone, it was a Summit, a Cedar, a Allen, Clarendon. Like, this is,
damn,
man, but this is Washington, Gibbs. I mean, it just keep going, bro. Like, we got all of them.
Oh, y'all got too many. D-Bell with the 999 super chat. I am a 70-year-old female Sanders family fan. Took my entire black family to Boulder, Colorado for a CU homecoming. Lots of friendly people, had a ball. Absolutely the prime effect. Shout out to D-Bell.
Out there supporting, going taking them road trips. That's
a huge, the whole family to Boulder.
Like when you got to take your people out there, like that shows that you really about that. You about that. You just ain't saying it.
She had to go see it.
Like for face to face. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
let me see what's going on here.
Yeah, you know, some concerts when they come to town, you know, you want to hear about them. Other ones, you just gotta be there.
Yeah, you got to.
Know,
you got to.
Some things you just can't miss.
And it's like, look, and there's so many people, and the thing that people get it messed up is it's just ain't black folks. There's a large contingency. That people be thinking it's just a race or culture thing. Nah, bro.
No,
bro. Like, come on now. Like,
this is everybody.
You know, this is
all inclusive. This is everybody. This ain't just us. Yeah, it's a lot of us, but it ain't all of us.
Man, listen, who's the
Uncle Neely.
To see you on auntie, and she's like 100 years old. She's like 100 years old and come to every pep rally in the street.
Oh, you talking about Miss Peggy?
Yeah.
Miss Peggy got VIP treatment every game. All of them, anywhere she want to do, she got it. They ain't even playing about it.
See,
and just like Nick Saban was to Alabama, Coach Prime is to Colorado right now. Nick Saban ain't got to pay for nothing. Nick Saban can do whatever he wants in the state of Alabama. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
What you mean? He still got that big hat on. Running around here with that.
Ain't no doubt. He gonna have the big straw hat on.
He got the big straw hat and some lemonade.
But the man can do whatever he want in the state of Alabama. Eat where he want, sleep where he want, and ain't got to spend a dime.
Nope.
That's what Coach Prime is to Colorado right now.
Hey, he cooking.
Yeah. Susan Weeks with the 499 Super Chat. Do y'all think that there is a cultural misunderstanding with some of the reporters like Mary Kay and others? Yeah. Quick answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a cultural misunderstanding with a lot of things. We listen. One of the best episodes we talked about is there was a journalist who worked for the NFL Network, Hall of Fame journalist, who talked to and asked Roger Goodell 2 years in a row. What about the representation in the NFL Network in terms of who are the program directors, who are the writers, who are the journalists? And his contract wasn't renewed. And he asked him the question 2 years in a row. And I always tell people, when you come to sports, African Americans represent, 60-70% of the players playing. But when you talk, it comes to the print media on television, journalism, it's 90%. 90% that is non-black or white. So, when you have 9 out of 10 people, there's nothing wrong with that vantage point, and those people are hardworking individuals. But again, at some point in time, somebody has to be of that culture so you can understand that when somebody says this, that, or this, or because people wear jewelry, that don't mean that person is into flash and they don't have no substance, or they into like that don't make them or they listen to certain music. Like, you need somebody to tell you, oh, well, that's where we come from. That's where our environment is. And somebody then told, because when you go to practices, guess what they wear and listening to? It's all they pumping it out the system, right? And
all
now that's what it's gonna be. And so yeah, there is a misunderstanding sometimes.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Just like I told you when I started covering Cleveland and Shedeur, I started I need somebody so I can get an understanding
of what we're looking like. Tell me.
Yes, somebody who speaks clearly, not that other language. Prime took Shedeur from Jason Kelly again with the 499 Super Chat. Prime took Shedeur and Shiloh from Prosper, Texas, which is North Texas, up in the suburbs, North Dallas, to South Oak Cliff, Duncanville, to play football. And he said, I'm a witness. Now, if you don't know what Oak Cliff is in Dallas,
Nope.
over there by the zoo and them, you know, where they got, well, yeah, don't worry
Oh, it's
about it.
different?
You ain't got no business over there. And Prime took them boys over there to play football out the suburbs and took them over there to play hood ball. Put that toughness in them. Go on, say it. Salute Hayes, I published in LLC with the 999 chat. Salute G Bush and Snacks. Everyone is missing it. KP and Dylan are getting the most reps to build them up. They know 12 is already QB1. They ain't getting the most reps. Y'all are not counting properly. When Shedeur is over there on that side field, all by himself, that's where all the reps at. See, because there's 3 of them over there on the big field, over yonder on the big field. So and they got a split, right? 2 of them standing around watching while one doing the work. And then we swap it out. Shedeur ain't got to switch with nobody.
So you
doing 6. He got 24.
You might get 4 reps between the 3 of you. 4. You might get 4 reps apiece. You might get 3 reps. I'd rather take which one you want. You want the 12 reps by yourself, or you want the 2-3 reps apiece they're gonna get over there. Give me them 12 reps if we talk about reps.
Right. That's what I keep telling y'all. Mary Kay got it misunderstood. She keep trying to convince y'all that Shedeur is over there by himself because he don't know the playbook. He trying to get caught up. They trying to help him catch up with everybody else. And I'll ask that question again. Who told you that? But what she don't know is Shedeur is ahead because he working by himself. He working with some receivers, a few people on the line, dog on center, and they putting in work. He getting more reps than everybody.
If you just count the reps by itself, and like I said, sometimes just because you in the side field don't mean the side field is the JV field. Listen, wherever you at, show out because those reps count too.
Yes. Miss Jeanette is back with another 1999 super chat. I follow both channels. Thank you both. Your insights are appreciated. The Browns messed up. They could have had both Travis and Shedeur. Oh my God. I just hate to think about that moment every day.
Yeah, it's tough. That hurt my heart. I was hurt. I was hurt first about the Travis Hunter thing. You got to understand. That's where my people found me because I said they better not draft a defensive tackle. And they traded Travis Hunter and drafted a defensive tackle. I told him I was quitting. I told him, I said, I'm not watching, bro. I
know you were sick.
I was hot. Listen, and shout out to Mason Graham. Ain't nothing. I'm not saying that Mason Graham ain't a good player. I mean, but it's just Travis Hunter, though, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't get that. You don't get that nowhere else. You don't get 2 for 1 nowhere.
No, come on, man. Come on, bro. I had already in my mind, I had already plays drawn up and all kind of, I had already seen in my head where he was going to be doing X, Y, and Z. And you going to tell me
you was going to get that 12 jersey anyway.
Man, listen, man. I told him, I said, you know what? I can't get, let's see, here's the thing. I told him, I said, I can't buy I could buy a Browns jersey, but I can only wear G. Bush Browns jerseys. I can only rock my own jersey because they'd be like, man, come on, bro. You can't have nobody's jersey. I said, I wear a throwback. I wear Jim Brown. I wear Earl Campbell. You know what I'm saying? But I try to steer away from the current.
Oh, you was
players.
Old school Earl Campbell.
Yeah, the old school Oilers, man. Them some of the best. Sir. Them some of the old school Warren Moon, Haywood Jeffries. Man, listen.
The ones with the old Derrick on the front and the little man. The little man. Yeah.
Yeah, them Houston or boy, we used to play. See, you would forget we used to play in old AFC Central.
Yeah.
And
I was in Texas.
We had Houston. They had Lorenzo White Back then, they had listen. They listen. That still hurt. That still hurt their heart. They came up here, lost them games to Buffalo. They listen. They had Buffalo. I remember watching that game. They had them boys blown out. I'm like, bro, it was up 28 to what? 3?
That was a bad day.
And Frank Reich came back. The Buffalo Bills dropped like 35.
That was just a bad day right there.
Boy, I said, man, because you got to think about it. Nobody didn't see the Buffalo Bills get done like that.
Yeah, but they got what a lot of people don't remember. It wasn't a lot of football passing back in them days. Wasn't a lot of pass plays. That was all ground and pound.
Mm-hmm.
That was get hit on your blind side when you weren't looking. That was push your eye out through your ear hole type of football.
Right.
That was real football. Now we just playing touch.
Yeah, back then it was different. It was different.
Uncle Kai with the $5 super chat. G Bush and Big Snacks. The combo I didn't know I needed. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Hayes Eye Publishing LLC is back with another $4.99 super chat. Browns need to bring in Louis Riddick as the new GM.
Hey, man, general manager is a tough job. They be there way too long for me. Louis Riddick probably get paid more than the general manager.
Louis Riddick used to be a general manager.
I know. Hey, them TV is a lot easier. Listen, let me do my hit, my little 30-minute piece, and I'm gone.
That's why when you listen to some of these commentators, if you don't know what they've done in their background, where they come from, you can't trust them. See, it's only a few people that I can trust when I'm getting my information because I know they know what they're talking about.
And Louis Riddick, and I like it because what I do is I just go on and say what I say. And I said when I came away from camp on Wednesday, I said, "Oh, they playing games. Listen, this is charade." Louis Riddick pretty much said the same thing, bro. You ain't got all them reps to be going around like that. All that 4 quarterback competition noise, that is a smoke screen. You throwing them little scrap reps and that conversation that you having. You trying to have this conversation where y'all think people gonna be hanging on that little, oh, it's a competition, it's a process, and then you're gonna process this way out to November and then play 4 games and then be like, well, we just didn't have enough time to evaluate, and we're gonna let Shedeur, it's just this season he's taking some strides, but that doesn't prohibit us from taking another quarter. Stop.
Yeah.
Let's cut it.
Yeah, they full of crap. Miss Sunny FL with a $4.99 super chat. Hey, pretty lady. Do you guys know that if there is any validity to the AI generated stories about Dylan Gabriel having a meltdown during practice? Yeah, that ain't none of that's real.
Dylan Gabriel not having no. Listen, I always tell people
Dylan Gabriel drive a minivan. He ain't fighting nobody.
Dylan Gabriel is bro, first of all, he's in the best position in the world. They took Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round when his draft grade was, if Shedeur wasn't a 5th round pick,
Shedeur,
Dylan Gabriel is not a 3rd round
free agent.
Like, so he got some guaranteed money. He got enough money as a 3rd round pick. And here's the thing too. The optimum strategy is, if you took Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, guess what you got? You got Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. All right, you got your backup then.
Right.
Yeah, you got your backup quarterback. He know the system. If you find 2 quarterbacks, you got Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel, and you're ready to go. You take that and move with it, right? That's why I always had issues with the Kenny Pickett thing, because Kenny Pickett got traded for our backup quarterback, DTR, who played horribly last year in a 5th round pick.
God.
He played horribly.
We don't even talk about that, man.
So it's like crazy to me. Like, people be like, oh, well, I'm like, well, if he was moving like that, now granted, he did play well. I thought he played well in practice.
He did beat Kenny Pickett head up.
Yeah, that was wild. That's why I keep saying, bro, we used to be happy when we saw Pickett coming. We was like, yo, we got Pickett this week. We got a shot. I don't even think we scored no touchdowns in that game, bro.
And they traded for it.
And by the way, who trades their backup quarterback that just won a Super Bowl? Like, if I'm not trading my backup quarterback for what? No, I'm cool. I'm running the whole thing back. No one's getting traded. Why are you calling me? I just won the Super Bowl. He's important, right? Backup quarterbacks are quite important. He's a veteran. He's a former first-round pick. That's why I was a little confused by that. But it's just me. I don't know.
They traded their backup quarterback for a quarterback whose pass to interception ratio was worse than the quarterback they traded. That's all I'm saying. You know they don't like you, dog. When they do you like that, they don't like you at all. Oh my God.
And you know,
Scott wants to grow with us 199 super chat. He holler, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Christian affirmation with the 199 super chat. G. Bush, great job explaining 12 reps and solo coaching.
Yeah, you know, I tell you, see that it's the reason why I try to make sure I go out there. I mean, there's something to be said for seeing it up close in person and checking it out for yourself. So I think you know that you got to always sometimes go back to your grassroots and be able to go see it. So I'll be back out there Tuesday. I'll be on the radio this time. I'll be doing 3 to 6 on Tuesday. I'll be back out of camp.
Your favorite avatar is back in the house, beautifully blessed with another $5 super chat. Now, we know better than that. If for nothing else, Shedeur is studying and sizing things up. Fourier is going to become a receiver thanks to Shedeur. That's true. Fourier got him a job.
Hey, he listen, he's been catching everything moving. He's been doing everything.
Got him a job.
He been catching everything moving. So I'm anxious to see, man. You know what? I'm anxious to see the preseason games now. I'm anxious because, like you said, that's national. When people start catching on to that, you ain't too much you can do to control that narrative, right?
Nope.
Yeah, because I could watch for myself.
Yeah, but see, the problem Cleveland got is that you got ESPN, Fox, Yahoo, and every other major sports network out in your facility.
It's crazy.
And you can't hide him from nobody. Nobody. You can't hide that. And
that's
wherever
crazy,
they
right?
when they go to Carolina, you think all them people ain't going to? Carolina gonna have the most media presence they ever had when Cleveland show up.
You know the thing is, I'm gonna be excited for watching those. Well, I won't see it, but you'll start to hear what'll go down in those sessions. And sometimes you
gonna see it. They can't hide it.
Sometimes when you talk about and when you had those practice schedules, right? Those practice sessions, sometimes you can gain traction on somebody and you don't even got to do nothing.
Right.
Because what'll happen is they'll say, hey man, we went there. And I remember a couple of years ago, the Browns were supposed to be pretty good. They went out to Indianapolis and they were playing the Colts and got manhandled. We thought they was going to be good that year, and they smoked us. And it set us in emotion, some lots of things that cooked, because at that point we were like, oh, we might need to go back to the drawing board, because you don't really know what you got until you can start to see yourself against other people that got another jersey on that ain't looking to give you no good look. They trying to get jobs too. So that's where you really can start to see certain things.
It's gonna get wild. It is really gonna get wild. Look at man. See, every time we get on here, we say we ain't gonna go long. We've been on here for almost 3 hours.
See that's so look, you gotta think about it. People can't talk that long. You know, I used to do my radio shows 4 or 5 hours, right? Back in the day, I ain't have no guests. They didn't know who I was. No guests. People wasn't pulling up on no weekend to come talk to me. So I had to be ready to go for 3-4 hours. See, you gotta be a professional. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for all of y'all that's in here, we want to thank y'all.
We
for
appreciate
hanging
y'all.
out with us. Because without y'all, we ain't doing nothing but looking at ourselves. But
Just talking.
y'all ain't subscribed to Garrett to G Bush. Please go over to his channel, The Barbershop. Link is in the
Vice
description
versa.
of this
Make
video.
sure you subscribe. And if you in the barbershop, show love. Go over here. I need you to subscribe to OG's channel. Make sure you check that out. And definitely, man, I want to appreciate you again for having me on the channel, and I want to appreciate everybody for taking time to come on and add any of the comments and whatever the likes may be. So we definitely appreciate y'all, and we thank you for the support.
Thank y'all for all the super chats. Thank y'all for breaking the huddle with us. And we're going to holler at y'all next week. We out of here. Peace.